To the program.
Created equally. Find out why at Attorney Barry Siegel's free Living Trust seminar. To make your reservation.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. If you're new here, make sure you subscribe.
Now, toll free 1-855-FLA-3782. 855-FLA-3782. Seating will be limited, so call now to reserve your seat. 1-855-352.
That's right.
3782. 1-855-352.
They're all good shows, Joe Williams. All right. It's showtime.
You are listening to South Florida's longest running radio show, The Steve Kane Show.
Indeed.
Call the show toll free. Dial 1-888-COCAINE 1. That's 1-888-COCAINE 1.
Yes, yes. Welcome to the program, everyone. Yes, my name is Brian Craig. You are listening to the Steve Kane Radio Show, Florida's longest running radio show on the radio since 1977. This year celebrating 45 years on the radio, the Steve Kane Show. That's right. It's Thursday morning, March 31st, 2022. And boy, oh boy, do we have a lot to talk about. Oh my goodness. You know, I'm watching the mainstream media are covering the Hunter Biden story of the laptop. And I'm going to play some of those stories in just a minute. But, you know, it's amazing. The late news, you ever heard of the late news? The late news is like the news that's on like at 11 o'clock or 11:30 or something. In this instance, the late news is like a year and a half to 2 years old. Everything that's being reported as breaking news on CNN involving this Hunter Biden laptop has been out there for a year and a half, 2 years. And, you know, a lot of times I have frustrations with people. We'll talk about, oh, we've known about that. We've known about it. Why are you talking about it? We knew about it. Until something is in the mainstream media, okay, I know this is as crazy as this sounds, and I know you don't like to hear this, but until something is in the mainstream media that's scandalous like this, it's not going anywhere. It has to be in the, and what's going on at CNN, the reason that they're spending so much time talking about the Hunter Biden laptop, because the rumors are true. There is an indictment of Hunter Biden coming. And they are preparing the Democrats of America for this. And they're doing it for a number of reasons. When the indictment of Hunter Biden finally comes out, okay, when it finally comes out, they want the Democrats to be used to the idea. They don't want to have a big breaking news and it come to them out of the blue. And while this CNN Hunter laptop story seems like old news, it may be to you and me because we've known about this for a year and a half, 2 years. But this is brand spanking new, breaking, shocking news to Democrats who only get their news from mainstream liberal sources. So they're preparing their people, that's the Democrat voters of America, for the coming indictment of first son Hunter Biden. And another thing I hear concerned, oh, his dad will just pardon him. Yeah, I love all these people. Nothing's a big deal. Oh, he'll just get pardoned. There's a few things about this. The laptop, where all this is coming from, does not detail the crimes of Hunter Biden. The laptop details the crimes of Joe Biden. Okay? They detail the crimes of Joe Biden. He is just the mule. Hunter Biden is just the courier. He's just the front man. All right? It's like the guy in Goodfellas that owned the restaurant that Paulie bought into, right? That's what it's about. He's the front guy. These are really Joe Biden's crimes. Okay? So that's something that they haven't gotten into yet, but they will. The other thing is, oh, I hate these conservatives that just want to discount everything. A lot of conservatives like to be losers. Oh, his daddy, he'll just pardon him. While that may be the case, this is historic in nature. To my knowledge, and I'll throw this out to you guys, but to my knowledge, no president has ever pardoned a member of their very own family, at least not the immediate family. Has a president of the United States ever pardoned a member of their immediate family? I've never heard of this. And they're really, most pardons are of people you've never heard of or vaguely familiar or things. I know President Trump had to do some pardons of high-profile people and everything because they were getting harassed. But the most high-profile pardon that I can think of, and again, we take phone calls on this program, and if you disagree or have a correction, you're welcome to call us out on the carpet at any time here on this program at 1-888-GO-CANE, 1-888-465-2631. But the most controversial pardon that I know of was Ford with Nixon. Did Bill Clinton pardon Roger Clinton? Let me look this up. Did Bill Clinton pardon Roger Clinton, and when did he do it? Let me look that up. Yeah. When did he do it? Let's see here. I don't know. Yeah, he did. Okay, he got a... it says he was pardoned... This can't be right, because it says he was pardoned in 95. That doesn't even make... Or 85? That doesn't even make sense. I don't think that's an accurate thing I'm reading here online. I'll have to look that up. But usually what happens... See, this is crazy town we're in right now. The pardons of people usually happen when? Except in rare circumstance, when do most pardons happen? The last night that a president is in office. Okay? So maybe Roger Clinton was pardoned by his brother. I don't know. I'll look that up during the break. I didn't think about that one. That's possible. If you guys want to look it up and let me know, that's fine too. I just Google it during the break. But they do controversial pardons on their last night in office, typically, right? Because they don't care about the politics after that. So, what would this mean? And how would the public react if Hunter Biden, and CNN and the others that are reporting this, they're reporting that the laptop is true, right? Remember, New York Times confirmed this a couple weeks ago. So, no more Russian misinformation. It's true. If he comes in and gets pardoned, it gets indicted, when will Joe pardon him? Would he just do it immediately? Or would he wait till his last night in office? And, this is an interesting thing. Now that it's real, we're not dealing in the world of fantasy and Tom Clancy and stuff. We're dealing in the real world right now. The indictment is coming of Hunter Biden. Would he let this drag through the legal process until the end of his term and not run? There's three possibilities with a Hunter Biden pardon by his dad. One, the indictment comes and Joe lets it ride out until the end of his term and pardons him on the last day, so it's not controversial. That's one, which I think is the least likely of the three possibilities that I can think of. Right? Two, pardon him and announce that he's not going to run for re-election. But that's a long time off, so that would cause a lot of scandal. And once he announces he's not running for re-election, then all the vultures come in and start to go after him. So that would cause scandal with him, people looking at it. Or third, he pardons Hunter and then announces he's resigning from office. Those are the only three scenarios that I can think of. There may be others. I welcome your thoughts and your comments on all of this. This is great news because, we're in a position now where this corrupt banana republic of the United States that we're living in, okay, there's going to be some justice here, quite possibly. I'm going to look into the Roger Clinton pardon because what I'm curious about is when was he pardoned, right? Did Bill Clinton pardon Roger Clinton? Let me look it up. Let me see if I can find it real quick. And when did he do it? Did he do it in the first year in office? I don't think so. But I don't remember. Let's see. Bill Clinton okay, let's see here. Oh no, this was different. Okay. No. This is the Roger Clinton pardon is different. Okay, it makes sense. He pardoned he pardoned. I'll read the details of it in a bit. Now I remember. This is the Roger Clinton pardon by Bill Clinton is no big deal compared to this one. Bill Clinton pardoned Roger Clinton on drug charges. That is true. But on 1985 drug charges, that had already been handled. That had already gone through the system, and it already happened, and it was many years before. No, that's too far back. What Hunter Biden is doing is an ongoing and recent criminal scheme and using the power of the federal government to do it. So the Roger Clinton pardon, so I'll stand corrected, we do have recent pardons of an immediate family member, but it was on an old crime. And the crime was not connected to Bill, right? The drug trafficking thing. Okay? The crimes of Hunter are connected to Joe. Joe's a party of them. In fact, Hunter's crimes were crimes he was doing for Pops, as he calls him. So it is a big difference in the Roger Clinton pardon. There is no similarity between the two. And this, now if Roger, if it was a recent crime, like if he was pardoning him for a recent drug trafficking crime of which Bill was involved in, that would be the same thing. So this pardon of Roger Clinton is nothing compared to this. It's a much different thing. Okay? So I'm sorry. Sorry, liberals. I know they're going to try to grab on. Oh, well, there's the legal precedent of the Roger Clinton. Can you pardon someone for doing your crimes? Because that is what he would be doing. To pardon Hunter Biden, Joe Biden would be pardoning Hunter Biden for doing his crimes. And this is an interesting thing. Once you're pardoned, it's just like you're given immunity. If you're given immunity or you're pardoned, you cannot use in a court of law the Fifth Amendment because you cannot be prosecuted. You cannot incriminate yourself at that point, right? Yeah. And isn't that something? So that means if Hunter Biden were given a pardon, that means he could not take the Fifth Amendment and would be required to testify against Joe or anybody else in that sphere of influence that was involved in those activities. And what's he going to be pardoning him for? Is it just going to be a blanket pardon for anything he's ever done? I don't think they can do it just like that. There were many, many crimes on the Hunter Biden laptop. Okay? Many, many crimes on there. So no, this is, as Joe Biden said to Barack Obama when they passed Obamacare, this is a big effing deal, man. Remember when he was caught on that hot mic whispering to Barack? Big effing deal, man. Big effing deal. Yeah, it sure is. I want to take our first break of the day. When we get back, we'll get into some more details on this, but I do want to hear your thoughts. This is an exciting day, people. We very well may not be a banana republic. There may be a system of justice that actually works in this country towards the elite. Our number, 1-888-GO-CANE-1. 888-465-2631. 888-465-2631.
Who care about them. This is Brian Craig. I'm in studio with Debbie from I Will Advisors. She has an incredible new service to tell you about called I Will Advocates. Debbie, what is I Will Advocates and how are you helping seniors?
Oh, this is exciting.
The past few years of owning a Medicare insurance agency, we've learned that there's a huge need for Medicare advocates.
You can't pardon unless there's an indictment. You just can't say, well, here's a pardon for anything you may have ever done in your life. There has to be a charge, some kind of indictment to pardon someone.
Things like this. How do you help them with that?
If you're having a problem at the doctor's office, having problems scheduling an appointment in a timely manner, we can step in. If you're having issues at the pharmacy, having problems refilling a prescription, or
if you're new here, make sure that you subscribe, and everyone please like the video.
And you feel like you're being neglected, we'll be there for you at a touch of a button, whether it's to call the nurse.
This is exciting, people. Exciting. Got a bit of a headache. Hopefully the coffee will help with that.
And you'll contact the hospital for them?
Absolutely. We act as your family. We'll step up, we'll call the nurse's station and ask for some assistance. If we can't get anything done there, we'll go to the higher levels.
Now, this is a service that you're offering. Now, they do not have to be an existing client of I Will Advisors to take advantage of this.
Oh, how exciting.
No, we're here for any Medicare client. We can assist in any way. We don't need to be your insurance agent. We're just here to help.
Well, Mark, if you do that, you'll never get excited about anything.
Opportunity for those of you who are Medicare help you with your prescriptions.
Oh, this is an exciting time, people.
Them, including the primary care physician and
Exciting time.
Assistant, anything helping you find new doctors.
They'll help you with your medical billing. They'll help you with your insurance billing. If you feel you've been billed wrong by your doctor, they'll step in for that and even help you if you're in the hospital. Basically, what you're offering is a concierge service.
If you're new here, subscribe. Everyone, please like the video. We're coming back here.
So how much does this cost?
Well, for just $20 a month, you will have the security of knowing that you have an experienced, compassionate advocate just a touch of a button away.
To learn more, call Debbie's office. The number...
No, they actually put cream in that today. Got cream in it.
1214, or go online. You can sign up online at iwilladvocates.com. That's iwilladvocates.com.
Listen to the Steve Kane Show on iHeartRadio.
Oh, man. What a great day. What a great day. I'm Brian. It's the Steve Kane Show. 18 minutes after the hour. Our number 1-888-GO-KANE-1. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
This is Mike from Louisiana.
Hey, Mike.
You're right. This is a big, like he said, this is a big effing deal. You know, I mean, remember, you know, the last president who pardoned somebody for a big deal was Ford, but that was a different thing. Ford pardoned Nixon.
That's right.
You know, now if it comes out that if let's say Kamala ends up invoking the 25th, which I don't see, but if...
And I don't know, you know, because I was a kid, so I don't know, but, you know, President Ford, who was never elected president or vice president, but he, I've heard many people say that he lost the election to Jimmy Carter because of that Nixon pardon. It was very controversial. And a lot of people are saying, well, Biden and Joe just pardoned himself. I don't know that that's true. You know, that is something that has never been challenged legally. Can a president pardon themselves? And, you know, I don't know about that. I don't know how much that would fly.
Yeah, the laptop is not about Hunter Biden. It's about the big guy.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's about Pops.
That's right.
Whatever you want to call Joe Biden, and if he gets indicted, I don't know what kind of man. Well, we know what kind of man he is because Hunter Biden married his brother's wife.
That's true. Yeah, I forgot about. Yeah, these are people of low moral character. Yeah, but yeah. Hunter was involved in a. I don't know if they were married, but they were involved in a relationship. That's right. Bo's wife, Bo's widow, and Hunter were a couple. Yeah. Did they get married? Oh my goodness. That's gross.
But yeah, I mean, I know. I think I know for sure that he got her pregnant or something.
Oh my goodness.
But yeah, but could it be that if these indictments come down because of his low moral character, might he think about flipping on his own?
Well, he would have to. Once you can no longer face criminal prosecution, you cannot take the Fifth Amendment because you can't incriminate yourself. So a pardon of Hunter Biden opens up all kinds of problems for the Biden crime family.
Right, and maybe Hunter might not be expecting a pardon. You know, I mean, and the timing of these pardons is, I mean, remember what happened with Neil Bush and the whole.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, yes. Oh my goodness, this is going way back. Yeah, see, my memory's getting jogged now. Yeah, there have been a lot of political establishment people. Yeah, that was George W. Bush's brother, who was in some legal troubles too.
Then HW.
I'm going to look into that. Yeah, you're bringing up some things from long ago that I haven't thought about in years. Yeah, maybe I'll look into that. It's possible. Yeah. So I'll retract my I will retract my opening. There is a precedent for presidents pardoning members of their immediate family. Okay, so I was incorrect. You're not going to hear people on the radio say this very often. I was incorrect in my opening statement. There is a history of presidents pardoning members of their family, but this is what is different. these other crimes were not the crimes that were committed by the president. Hunter's crimes are Joe's crimes. So that's a big difference. You know, that's a big difference here. These other ones, if you and I are involved in a criminal operation, can I pardon you for my crimes? I mean, that's all new. These guys were pardoned for crimes that had nothing to do with the president.
And really, if you really look at it, when H.W. pardoned Neil, H.W. was on his way out.
Mm.
You know.
Yeah.
But that happened in, I believe, 1992 when he pardoned him. So, yeah, I mean, think about it.
This is a great day. This is a wonderful day. You know, because we've lost at least I have. I shouldn't speak for everyone, but I've lost so much faith in the American justice system. We've had this Clinton crime family for 30 years doing what they've been doing on a national level, and then Joe, you know, is in the White House, and he, you know, and now we're looking like there very well may be some justice here.
Yeah, I mean, I lost faith, and I lost faith in the justice system, even because of the whole what happened in 2020.
Mm. Yeah. Well, listen, I'm gonna take some other calls, but yeah, I know I've lost faith, but my faith is coming back in the American system. Good morning, you're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, it's John from Pompano. How are you?
Hey, John from Pompano. I'm doing all right. I have a headache this morning. I don't know why.
Please get on the coffee because that might increase your headache.
Really? I thought coffee would help a headache.
No, caffeine is not good for you.
Well, I need the caffeine. Oh, I've got 2.5 hours of broadcasting left. I need the caffeine from the coffee. So if it's making my headache worse, I'm going to have to suffer.
I feel you. I need coffee in the morning.
I am hooked. I am addicted to coffee like Hunter is to crack and hookers.
Yeah. How about Trump pardoning Roger Stone and then the video for pardon? $1,000 for pardons.
Well, I don't know about that, but what about pardoning? What about you really think? Okay, Donald Trump, who's worth hold on, let me speak. Let me speak. Donald Trump is worth $10 billion with a B dollars, right? Right?
I don't know.
You don't know? Well, no, you know he's rich. He is his taxes were given to the state of New York, and they found Donald Trump, you will agree, is a multi-billionaire, right? Will you agree with that? Oh, okay. Will you agree? Okay, you won't agree that he's a billionaire. Will you agree that Donald Trump is Donald Trump? I mean, what do you mean? You're okay, but you don't. Donald Trump. Okay, I know you don't want to confirm it, but Donald Trump is a multi-billionaire with a B. He's very wealthy.
Has nothing to do with.
Yeah, it does. If you would allow me to finish my statement, you would see. Okay, you're telling me that a man who is a multi-billionaire, who's never broken a law in his life, okay, no. What has he been convicted of? What has he been? What is it? Tell me the crimes he's been convicted of. He's never committed a crime in his life. We're innocent until. Excuse me. In this country, you are innocent until proven guilty. We in America, we are. Oh boy, you know this guy's a liberal because he has no manners. A liberal with no manners. They're all crooked except you. You're not crooked. But you're not crooked. Listen, this conversation will continue with or without you. I'm trying to have a conversation with you. But you seem to be kind of like a loner, probably. People don't want much to do with you in your personal life, so you're not used to talking to people.
I have friends and everything.
Oh, you have friends, I'm sure.
To spread your delusion.
I don't have delusions. I don't even know your name. But I'm...
And then when somebody comes on to what you're saying, you either hang up on them or talk over them.
No, well, you're not... The problem is, you were interrupting me while I'm talking. Okay? So I've said nothing during this phone call. You don't even have the basic understanding of how to have a conversation. Okay? You just don't. You're just, you're just a inarticulate kind of trashy person. You're telling me, you're interrupting again. You're telling me that a man who is a multi-billionaire, never done a crime in his life, would commit a major felony for $100,000? $100,000 is cigar money to Donald Trump. It's chump change to Donald Trump. That's ridiculous.
Why was Roger Stone
I don't know what you're talking about. I have no idea what you're talking about.
The head of the people that did the insurrection was...
Insurrection? Who did that? What insurrection? Excuse me. What insurrection are you talking about? What insurrection? What insurrection are you talking about?
Insurrection that happened.
Oh, who has been, you cannot, okay, who has been charged with the, no, who has been, you're saying, well, you're saying incorrect things on the radio. Excuse me. Name the person who has been charged with the crime of insurrection. He hung up. You cannot have an insurrection without insurrectionist. You know what the problem is with that caller? Because, the lockdowns and shutdowns are over, I've noticed this. The 5 a.m. bars are still around. They're open again, right? Bars are closing at 5 a.m. again. And I really don't like it because there's a lot of drunks on the air, on the radio, or on the road, and they call you early in the morning because they haven't gone to bed and passed out yet. They're just coming home from the bar. You cannot have a insurrection without insurrectionist, and no one has been charged with that. And to suggest that a man who's worth billions of dollars, he hung up on me, by the way, and has never committed a crime in his life, committed a major felony over chump change based on his net worth, is just absurd. But do you hear the panic from the left? Do you hear what that guy was doing? He hour, and we'll get back to what has the liberals calling in drunk on the air this morning. The crimes of Joe and Hunter Biden, people. Our number is toll free, 1-888-GO-CANE-1, 888-465-2631.
Hello, I'm Mike Lindell, and I'm excited to announce my new product, My Slippers. They took me over 2 years to develop because I didn't
Steve Kane Show.
ordinary slipper. My slippers are meant to be worn all day long, no matter what you're doing, whether you're inside or outside. My slippers come with an exclusive 3-tier cushioning system that you won't find in any other slipper. It combines 2 layers of foam, including my proprietary My Pillow foam and a patented impact gel made from U.S. soybeans. My 3-tier cushioning system is going to help relieve pressure points, provide that micro support you need for all-day comfort, and help prevent fatigue. Not only that, my slippers are made with high-quality leather and a premium indoor-outdoor sole that make them extremely durable. I personally guarantee they're going to be the most comfortable slippers you'll ever own.
And right now, save 40% off the My Pillow My Slippers when you use the promo code KANE, K-A-N-E, at checkout at MyPillow.com or call 1-800-716-4879. 1-800-716-4879. Promo code KANE, K-A-N-E, at checkout.
Hi, Tom Laporta here from Laporta Contracting, Roofing, and Building Restoration. We survived the 2021 hurricane season. Now it's time.
Jack, $5 super chat. Thank you. Hillary needs to be next. Yeah.
Contracting installs all types of roofs, from asphalt, clay, and concrete, standing metal seam, flat roofs, and slate tile systems. Our building restoration.
Yeah, I've always heard that coffee is good for headaches too, Dan. So I'm going to keep drinking it. I got a really bad headache right now, a really bad one.
Impact windows and doors, weatherproofing, and painting. Laporta Contracting serves single-family, multifamily, HOAs, and commercial properties. Call Laporta Contracting.
Everyone's dehydrated when they wake up, but I have had water this morning, but I'll get some more after the coffee. I'll get some water.
Customer videos at LaportaContracting.com. Our number is 954-604-4602. That number again is 954-604-4602. And thanks for listening to the Steve Kane Show.
Attention seniors, protect yourself and your loved ones from losing your hard-earned assets to the government, attorneys, and greedy in-laws. You are invited to attend Attorney Barry Siegel's Living Trust Seminar. It's free and will be held Tuesday, April 12th from 2 to 3 p.m. at the South County Civic Center in Delray Beach. All living trust plans are not created equally. Find out why at Attorney Barry Siegel's free Living Trust Seminar. To make your reservation for this free Living Trust Seminar,
Well, I don't have any medication here. No Excedrin, no Tylenol, nothing.
855-FLA-3782. Seating will be limited, so call now to reserve your seat. 1-855-352-3782. 1-855-352-3782. Listen to the Steve Kane Show on iHeartRadio. Just search for WW.
All right, we're back. Oh man, I really have a headache this morning, and I've had it all morning, but it's okay. Life goes on. Welcome back, everyone. If you're on hold, stand by. If you're just tuning in, the Hunter Biden indictment is expected to come. CNN reporting, and you know, people are saying, "Well, Trump pardoned," and then they go through the list. No one is saying that presidents have not. They've all pardoned people, probably. Has there ever been a president who has not pardoned? Maybe, I don't know, but they all pardon people. This is the difference with Joe Biden that you're missing. A pardon of Hunter Biden by Joe Biden would be Joe Biden pardoning Hunter Biden for his own crimes. Don't you understand? The laptop detailed the crimes of Joe Biden. Hunter Biden's just the money mule. Don't you get it? That's the difference. So you can go through your long list of names of people that were pardoned by Republicans. That's cool. But they weren't pardoning them for their own crimes. Right? Do you get it? Oh, my goodness. Let's take another call. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Louisiana.
Louisiana. How you doing, Louisiana?
All right, man. How are you this morning?
Well, I've got a terrible headache, which you'll probably make worse. But go ahead.
I'm not going to do it. Actually, I'm not going to do it this morning. Take something before it gets worse.
Worser? Okay, I'll take something before it gets worser. Okay.
Since you want to do that.
Well, I don't want my headache to get worser. Go ahead. What's on your mind? You called me. What's up?
Okay. I'm used saying that Hunter Biden about to get indicted. It was on CNN. I looked everywhere. I didn't see nothing like that on CNN.
Okay. All right. Well, sit back. Okay, sit back. You want to sit back? I got some stuff here. Okay. This is in the Hill. Okay. You listening? A top legal analyst this is in the Hill at thehill.com. A top legal analyst at CNN said it's possible President Biden's son, Hunter Biden, could be indicted by the U.S. government following an investigation into his foreign business dealings. Ellie Hong, the CNN legal analyst, said yesterday morning, and I quote, "This is very real, very substantial investigation of serious federal crimes. We are seeing federal prosecutors in Delaware do exactly what you would expect to see federal prosecutors do in this situation." CNN's legal correspondent says it appears the investigation into Hunter Biden's business overseas is gaining steam, and an indictment is very, very possible, and this is very, very real.
Possible?
Well, it hasn't happened yet, so we're not psychics. It has not happened yet.
You figure like, oh yeah, he's getting indicted tomorrow.
Oh, you're doing the secret. You're doing the secret, which is wishful thinking. You're doing wishful thinking. CNN has reported that the laptop crimes are real. You do know that, right? Okay, stand by. Here we go. Okay, let me play some audio. Let me play some audio. Oh, you don't want to hear it. Wait. This is CNN. Excuse me. I don't remember what you said to me yesterday. Once I hang up on you, I forget about you. No. You're not going to hijack the show. This is from CNN. I know you don't want to hear this. Don't worry, Madison Cawthorn. This is CNN. Okay, yesterday, CNN.
In 2019, the FBI took possession of a laptop purported to belong to Hunter Biden. A computer repairman in Delaware showed reporters a copy of a subpoena.
There could be a laptop out there that was stolen from me. There could be that I was hacked. It could be that there was
That's Hunter.
That it was Russian intelligence.
Okay.
It could be that it was stolen from me.
During the 2020 campaign, former President Trump's attorney, Rudy Giuliani, tried to generate media attention for what he said was damning evidence on that laptop.
Nobody believes it except his and his good friend Rudy Giuliani.
Rudy Giuliani, the guy's drunk.
Investigators initially focused on tax issues and money transfers related to Hunter Biden's business activities in China. They've also examined his role while on the board of the Ukrainian energy company Burisma years ago. Biden has told associates he's paid outstanding tax bills, but then investigators examined the source of the funds to pay those bills. In recent months, investigators have begun discussing the strength of the case and whether more work is needed before seeking a decision on possible charges.
Okay, that's CNN. Here's another clip from CNN.
I don't want to hear no more clips.
Well, you're going to.
Very, very bad for the president's son.
It is, and it's an investigation, as you pointed out, going back to 2018, and right now, prosecutors in Delaware are focusing on a number of things, including whether Hunter Biden and some of his business associates violated laws, including tax and hearing laws. And
CNN yesterday.
A lot of
okay, now so there you go. Two clips. CNN reporting all of it. It's all true. What say you?
Okay. If it's true, but it's not indicting his daddy. It says Hunter Biden. That's just like say one of Trump children do something. That's not Trump doing it. That's the children doing it. And you can't blame him.
Well, you're very wrong. With the laptop, the prosecutors in Delaware have found the bank account that Hunter Biden was using to give Joe the money through, where they were laundering the money.
About that laptop yesterday. I told you I don't believe anything on that laptop.
Yeah, but CNN and the New York Times are confirming it, and the Justice Department is Biden's own Department of Justice.
I said, because I don't believe anything the laptop said. It's been...
All right.
Yeah.
What about the Easter Bunny and Santa? You believe in them?
Yes, I do.
Okay, good. Okay, so the caller believes, the Democrat... the Democrat caller doesn't believe the laptop's real, even though CNN and the New York Times and the Biden Justice Department say it is. But they believe in Santa Claus and the Easter Bunny. There you go. That's the left, people. You're on the air. Good morning. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
It's Gary from Brooklyn.
Gary from Brooklyn. What's up?
Hey, what's up, man? That man's cold, boy. Oh, my God. The guy's delusional.
A guy? I'm not sure that's a man or a woman. I can't tell. I'm serious. I don't know.
It's elating to hear what's going on with this stuff. Finally, there's something Biden thing. But you gotta think, why is it coming out now? And do they have ulterior motives for it? The left.
Well, that's the question. What is your thoughts on that? You asked that's a key question. Why is this happening?
It's like what I always said was that they were going to make Biden the president for a year, and then they're going to say he's got dementia or something, and then get him out and put somebody else in. But Kamala Harris, they can't stand her too. So there's a discrepancy. But I don't believe listen, what's on that laptop is so incriminating that it's unbelievable. You just see that hearing. Thank God for Matt Gaetz. Matt Gaetz was like Superman. Okay, when he slapped down that hard drive and now had no idea what to say. It was amazing.
It sure was.
So the FBI, the head of the cyber division, they got no clue. What does that say to America and Americans? If Americans are waking up, going, this is like a crime show.
Yeah. That is a good question. Why is this coming out now? Why are the liberals? Keep in mind, this is the Joe Biden Justice Department that's doing the investigation here. So that's a good question. Kamala's too incompetent to be president.
Too incompetent.
Wesley, Kamala Super Chat. Everyone thank Wesley. Yeah.
But I'm glad it's out there I'm glad they're diving into it.
Well, one of our listeners in the chat room, Wesley, he has a theory. He says the story of an impending indictment against Hunter could be the work of the deep state getting revenge on Joe Biden for the Afghan withdrawal.
Yeah, but it also goes way back before that, too. You know what I mean? The dealings, what he was doing. I don't know. But listen, Barack Obama took Joe Biden because he knew Joe Biden wasn't interfering with his work, and he would just stay on the side and get paid off. That's why he took Joe Biden along with him. And they picked Kamala Harris because it was almost the same thing. She wouldn't get involved as long as she wouldn't be able to do nothing. But she means vice president, yippee. But now we're at a point now where what's going to happen now? Are they going to get Michelle Obama? Are they going to get Clinton involved now?
Yeah.
What's going to happen now?
Good question. I mean, you know, I saw a poll a couple days ago that Governor Cuomo is polling well against the current New York governor. I think they're planning on. Yeah, I think they're planning on having. I think they're planning on having Governor Cuomo run for president and get the Democrat nomination next time. That's what I think.
The governor for California, he might pop up.
Nah, he's skinny pants. He's too. I got to tell you, you know, this party boy you have as Mayor Adams. What a wimp. I saw this video of him on TV. He witnessed a crime. He has not. Mayor Adams of New York has 9 bodyguards, right? His posse. He's looking out of a window during the day and saw an assault taking place. 2 guys were fighting on the street. He called the police. He is the police. He's got the police with him, and he called 911 and recorded it what a cowardly mayor. Mayor Giuliani would have gone down there and took care of business.
Did you see that video of the mayor talking to the police department? He said that derogatory statement.
Yeah. Hey, listen, thanks for the call from the Bronx. Take care. I got to run for a break. We'll be right back. It's the Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest-running radio show. On the radio since 1977. My name is Brian Craig. Our number, toll-free, 1-888-GO-KANE-1. Back after this.
Do you suffer from neuropathy? Maybe you do and you don't even know it. Do you have numbness, pain, burning, or tingling in your hands and feet? Muscle weakness, loss of balance, muscle twitching? Are you not sleeping? Does it feel like pins and needles in your hands and feet? Maybe you have no feeling at all. The symptoms can make life unbearable, but there is help at the Lighthouse Medical Center. Call 754-222-6642 for a no-charge consultation and say goodbye to your neuropathy symptoms. 754-222-6642. Online, lighthousemedicalcenter.com. Brian Craig here. We heard from another loyal listener of the Steve Kane Show, Wisconsin Gary. He and his wife ordered the MyPillow foam mattress, and Wisconsin Gary called in to share their experience.
We ended up buying the MyPillow mattress, and believe it or not, Brian, for 2 days since we've had it, I have gotten the most wonderful night's sleep. First night that we got it, that when we were watching you on the show, that all of a sudden, didn't take long, I was already actually snoring in her ear. So that's how quick this mattress is really done for us. So we were really happy that we got this mattress. It's great. It just completely enlightens you in the morning and everything. And it's just an outright great product. We have the foam mattress that we have on here. We just love it.
That's amazing. Well, thank you so much. And you know, with the promo code KANE at checkout, KANE, on the MyPillow foam mattress, 30% off, and you get 2 free MyPillows with that, as well as a free set of 100% cotton Giza Dream Sheets, and free shipping with the promo code KANE, KANE. Well, that's a great story, Gary. I appreciate that, and thanks so much. Yeah, he's a good MAGA guy there, Wisconsin Gary, with his MyPillow mattress, 30% off with the promo code KANE. You get 2 free MyPillows, a free set of the 100% Giza Cotton Dream Sheets. I went to get a Tylenol. There's nothing in the whole radio station. 716-4879. 1-800-716-4879.
Listen to the Steve Kane Show on Radio. Just search.
Welcome back, everyone. Oh, man. My name is Brian Craig. This is the Steve Kane Show. You know, Mike Lindell and MyPillow there, you know, he's being sued for over $1 billion personally. They're also suing his company, MyPillow. And I was reading this morning that the people suing him are trying to get his attorneys sanctioned, which, of course, would mean so he cannot have proper legal counsel. This is what they're doing. He must be doing good in these legal battles, Mike Lindell, because they're trying to get his lawyers in trouble, and then he will have an impossible time finding adequate counsel because they'll be afraid that they'll be sanctioned too. I tell you, you know, Mike Lindell, when you go to mypillow.com and you use our promo code Kane at checkout, Kane. So go to mypillow.com, use our promo code at checkout, Kane, Kane, and support not just the Steve Kane Show, but also Mike Lindell and his efforts. I went to get an aspirin during the break, and there are no aspirins in the building. So they left the building, I guess, with Elvis. I don't know, but the headache will go away eventually. Oh, my goodness. I had a bottle of aspirin here. I don't know where it went. Not today, but I had it here in the past. Oh, well. I guess some people took the aspirin for themselves. That's okay. They were group. It was a group aspirin, a bottle of Tylenol I had over here, but oh, well. All right, so, yeah, the Hunter laptop story. This is really amazing. And Wesley in the chat, who said maybe this is payback by the deep state for the Afghan withdrawal. You know, the deep state was very, very upset about the withdrawal of Afghanistan because they had a 20-year intelligence operation that was blown over there. And they wanted a controlled withdrawal where they could keep their intelligence operation going, and Biden blew it. So I think Wesley is definitely on to something with that. No doubt about that. All right, our number toll-free, 1-888-GO-KANE, 1-888-465-2631. I did just want to briefly mention, not much to say about it, but, you know, this thing with Bruce Willis yesterday, retiring from acting. He has some kind of condition where he's having some cognitive issues. I've seen Bruce Willis recently on Hulu in some of the most low-budget movies I've ever imagined, and I had heard that he had like Alzheimer's. I've heard that. I don't know. That's not what they said he has, but I've been hearing that for a few months now. And I saw these movies, and he really wasn't himself in particular, and they were very low-budget movies. And I'm a big Bruce Willis fan. And does anyone know what Bruce Willis made his major superstar debut in? It wasn't his first role, I'm saying, but what made him opened up his career was not moonlighting. It was he was on an episode of Miami Vice, and Bruce Willis played an arms dealer who was abusive to his wife. You've never seen... go look up the Bruce Willis episode of Miami Vice. It's one of the best episodes of Miami Vice, by the way. And he was so good in that. Oh, my goodness. And that's what led to him having Moonlighting. And I was a big fan of Moonlighting early on. And I've always been a Bruce Willis fan. And I have all of the... Well, not those new ones, but I have... the first three diehards. I own the first three diehards, and every Christmas time, my wife and I watch Die Hard, which is a Christmas movie, and I always, it's true, and every Christmas Eve, I post on Twitter and Instagram and Facebook. I have this, it's this meme. I know everyone's seen it. Everybody does this, but I do it every year. Is I post this meme of Nakatomi Tower exploding, and it says, Christmas Eve, 1998, Nakatomi Tower, never forget. And I post that on social media every Christmas Eve, and it's really sad, Bruce Willis, huh? Oh my goodness, I know. You know what happens as you grow older. What happens as you grow older, all the people that you grew up with start having medical conditions and die on you. It's just part of getting old. But Bruce Willis, I mean, oh my goodness. But if you've seen these recent movies with him, they're on Hulu, they look like somebody filmed them on their iPhone. Some of these last couple, they were so bad. And the actors, they look like they were people that were from softcore porn that they brought into this movie. And I guess because Bruce Willis knew he was having a problem and did a bunch of garbage to get some paydays, you know, because he knew that was going to be it. And I'd heard that in the last movie or two he made that he had to do like Marlon Brando, where they would have his lines in front of him like he was reading his lines. But anyway, doesn't everyone love and Die Hard 2 was pretty good, too. Die Hard 2, I enjoy Die Hard 2. I'll watch that one, too. But Die Hard never gets old to me. Those new ones they started doing like 15 years ago, they're all crap. I don't watch those. I tried to watch the first one of those with his son. It's not the same. But yeah, I know Bruce Willis. And I remember going to the theater and seeing Bruce Willis in Blind Date with Kim Basinger. Anybody remember that movie? They never rerun that, but that's really a sad thing, Bruce Willis. It really is. And you know, Bruce Willis is a Republican. He's a conservative guy. A lot of people don't know that, and they're not going to talk about that too much in the media these days. But yeah, he's a conservative Republican. Oh, wow, thank you, Rich Allen. Found some medication. What's the date on this? Where'd you find this? I don't know. We found some aspirin. Oh, gosh. Yeah, this is what you do. Somebody comes up to you and gives you some pills. You know, it says aspirin on them. They must be good. It says aspirin. It's pretty generic. I'll take this because... I'm not going to wait for the break, guys. I'm sorry, because my headache this is like a really bad one. A really bad one. It happens sometimes. It's from, you know what it is? It's from being on the computer too much. Hold on. Okay, so usually when I take something, it takes 20 minutes to kick in. So 20 minutes from now, hopefully the headache will be gone from this generic aspirin. All right, you know, there is a lot going on, though, and listen, Hunter Biden's not going to jail, and Joe Biden's not going to jail. But there is something afoot here with this laptop. What it is, I don't know. The original, it's like the caller from Brooklyn earlier. There was a plan for Biden in the beginning. They just wanted Trump out because Trump was messing up the whole political establishment in the deep state. They had to get rid of it. So they plug in Biden. You know, gets that nomination out of the blue with Kamala, right? Because they needed to get an establishment person in. They just, you know. And the original plan that we all thought, and I think this is true, the original plan, because they knew the problem with Joe, was that he would step aside a year in, 6 months in, or maybe do the one term, and then they would plug in Kamala. And I don't think they realized how stupid Kamala was, how incompetent Kamala was. And they can't do that now. So that plan is out the window. I don't believe Joe Biden is going to resign from office. I don't believe it's going to happen. And I don't believe his cognitive decline will force it to happen. They're going to ride out his first term, and he's not going to run again. That's what their current plan is. And I don't think it's Governor... I do believe it's Governor Cuomo. And the poll numbers out of New York show that Democrats don't care. You know, you hear when I talk to the Democrats today, I've talked to 2 Democrats on the phone today. They don't care about Joe Biden's crimes. They don't care. And Democrats have a long history of their voters not caring about their crimes. And Governor Cuomo, he wasn't charged or convicted of any crimes. He probably should have just wrote it out and not resigned. Could have wrote it out, just like Al Franken. Al Franken regrets resigning all the time. But I believe, and I've thought this for some time, that Andrew Cuomo is who they're eyeing to be the Democrat nominee next time. And you know what? The Democrats, with all their Me Too crap, they'll vote for him. They'll support him. And you even hear the Democrats on the phone. When I go to play the CNN stories on the laptop, I don't want to hear it, blah, blah, blah. They don't want to hear it. I forced the one from Louisiana to hear it. We don't know if it's a man or a woman. This is a question, but we forced them to listen to it here on the program. And they still are in denial. They don't want to hear it. When I force it upon them, they say, well, I don't care. So, Democrats have no moral standard when it comes to their officials. Now, they apply saintly-like standards to Republicans. But when it comes to their own, they just don't care. So, the Hunter Biden laptop story, the media are preparing the Democrat voters of this country for the indictment. And they're preparing them for the indictment by reporting that it's real and everything. It's the boiling the frog analogy, if you're familiar with that. So when it actually does happen, it doesn't seem as big of a deal for them, and they're ready for it. That's why they're doing it right now. But time will tell what the future holds for Joe and what he's going to do. You know, one of the things that messed up the plan of the establishment was how bad Joe's condition has gotten. And I'm starting to wonder, when Biden went to Poland, he had a lot of screw-ups over there. And whatever condition he has, we really don't know what his condition is. But whatever condition he does have is most definitely, he becomes more symptomatic when he's under stress. And maybe it wasn't the stress of the trip. Maybe it was the stress of the Hunter Biden laptop indictment that had him flipping out in Poland. I must say my headache is getting a little bit better already. I don't know if this is real or placebo effect, but my headache is improving. Yeah, this is amazing. So I don't know what these aspirins are, Rich Allen, but they're either the best placebo or the best aspirin on the planet. I don't know which. We're going to take a break for the top of the hour. When we get back, there's a lot more to talk about. I will recap the Hunter Biden laptop story as the show goes on, and I want to bring in some other stories too, because there are some other ones, including a major disgusting update involving Madison Cawthorn and his allegations the other day. What they've done to him is unbelievable and very, very disgusting. Our number toll-free, 1-888-GO-KANE, 1-888-465-2631. You're listening to The Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest-running radio show, on the radio since 1977, on the radio for 45 years. We're not going to tell you where or when yet. I probably shouldn't even tell you this much, but Steve Kane and I are going to do something we have not done in years now, since before COVID. Next month, in April, we'll announce the date and the time and the location soon. But in April, Steve Kane and I are going to do our very first personal appearance in over 2 years. Okay? We have not done any personal appearances in over 2 years. In fact, the last appearance I think we did was our last Steve Kane cruise, which, by the way, we have another cruise coming up in January. But our first appearance in over 2 years is coming up next month. It's going to be the middle of April, okay? And we'll tell you the exact time, where, and of course it'll be at one of our great sponsors, but we'll give you all that info coming up. But our first, and it will be on a Saturday, okay? We're doing it on a Saturday so that people that are working can make it, but we're going to do our first personal appearance in over 2 years, and you will all be invited to it, okay? We'll tell you early enough so you can make your flight reservations from around the country, okay? All right. It's 7 o'clock. I'm Brian Craig. It's the Steve Kane Show. 1-888-GO-KANE-1. Back after this.
AM 1470, FM 95.3, 96.9. South Florida's FM Money Talk Radio Network. WWNN, Palmetto Beach.
When you need drug or STD testing, you want to keep it private. After all, that's no one's business but yours. At Any Lab Test Now of Boca Raton, they guarantee the lowest price on all of their thousands of tests. And all their testing is completely confidential. Drug and STD testing start at just $49. Drug testing results are available on the spot. No appointment necessary, no doctor's order or prescription, and be in and out in 15 minutes or less. Any Lab Test Now of Boca Raton is located at 23016 Sandalfoot Plaza on the east side of 441, just a few doors down from Western Beef. If you have any questions, call 561-237-5009. 561-237-5009. Any Lab Test Now of Boca Raton. Make sure you tell them you heard about them on The Steve Kane Show.
Hi, this is Lori Kane, and I want to talk to you about Dr. Gupta at Brighton Dental Care. I just love Dr. Gupta. I've been seeing him for around 3 years. He always has time for me. He never does unnecessary work, and his prices are very affordable. And if you need implants, go see him because he has the best prices around. Let me give you the number. Write it down. It's 954-922-4633.
It's snowing, Rome, Wisconsin? Oh, my goodness.
4633, BrightonDentalCare.com. He's just the best.
Right now, it's snowing where you are? Let me see. Let me pull up the weather. Right now, it is 77 degrees here at the radio station with a high today of 86 degrees.
Pharmacy issues, billing problems, plan benefits, Medicare applications. They'll even help when you're in the hospital. I Will Advocate clients clients are family, and they go to bat for their family when you need them the most. Let them be your golden guardians. Contact I Will Advocates.
You fell asleep listening to my podcast. That's not good.
Or call them directly, 954-345-1214. No matter where you're located throughout the state of Florida or nationwide, 954-345-1214.
Yeah, I still have the headache, but it's not as bad. It's getting better.
1214. Attention seniors, protect yourself and your loved ones from losing your hard-earned assets to the government, attorneys, and greedy in-laws. You are invited to attend Attorney Barry Siegel's Living Trust Seminar. It's free and will be held Tuesday, April 12th from 2 to 3 p.m. at the South County Civic Center in Delray Beach. All living trust plans are not created equally. Find out why.
I started my BP meds up again last week. My wife heard me say that and reamed me up. Steve Kane Show. Really, guys? Conservative Doug? Ugh.
3782. Seating will be limited, so call now to reserve your seat. 1-855-352-3782. 1-855-352-3782.
You are listening to South Florida's longest running radio show, The Steve Kane Show. To call the show toll free, dial 1-888-COCAINE.
Yes, yes. Alrighty, welcome back. I'm Brian Craig. It's the Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest running radio show. On the radio since 1977. Hour number 2 has begun. It's Thursday morning, March 31st, 2022. All right, now we've got some updates on the Madison Cawthorn affair. This is so Washington political establishment scumduggery. I don't know if that's a word or not, but scumduggery, because they're scummy people. Madison Cawthorn was talking about the sex drug orgies of the D.C. insiders. Remember, let me play the audio. This was an interview that Madison Cawthorn did last week.
Sexual perversion that goes on in Washington. I mean, being kind of a young guy in Washington with the average age of probably 60 or 70, and I look at all these people, a lot of them that I've looked up to through my life. I've always paid attention to politics, guys that, then all of a sudden you get invited to, like, oh, hey, we're going to have kind of a sexual get-together at one of our homes. You should come. And I'm like, what did you just ask me to come to? Yeah. And then you realize they're asking you to come to an orgy. Yeah. Or the fact that, there's some of the people that are leading on the movement to try and remove, addiction in our country. And then you watch them do, keep up with cocaine right in front of you. And it's like, wow, this is wild.
Okay. Now, this story here, we were talking about this a few days ago. And what I believe was going on there is, Madison Cawthorn's a MAGA guy. He's the youngest person ever elected to Congress. AOC is an old lady compared to Madison Cawthorn. Yeah, but she's the youngest woman who went to Boston U that's 5'2" that got elected. He's the youngest person ever elected to Congress. And that's amazing because a lot of young men back in the settlement days were, getting elected to things. That's amazing. But anyway, he was invited to these parties to try to get dirt on him. That's what it was. They get him to the drug sex party. They get him on video, and which they never release. They just threaten him with it, and he plays ball with them, and it didn't work out. Well, something happened. He was called into a meeting with Kevin McCarthy, and when I talked about this on my podcast a couple days ago. When someone is making an accusation like that, you call them out on the carpet. I had someone I'm not going to tell you what it was because I don't want to get back into it, but someone made an accusation about me on the air. And it was a pretty serious allegation, and it involved other people. They said that they had 5 people who would claim something about me. And they made this allegation on the air. What do you think I did? What do you think I did? If you were listening back then, I told them, I said, get those 5 people together. We'll have them in studio with me tomorrow. That's it. I said, bring them in. Get your 5 people with this dirt on me. We'll have them live in studio with me tomorrow. Never happened, right? Never happened. And why was I able to do that? Because the allegations were false and slanderous. Right? There were no 5 people. But anyway, the way Kevin McCarthy handled this was not that way. Kevin McCarthy called Madison Cawthorn into a private meeting. See, if I know the story is, true and it doesn't involve, if Kevin McCarthy were a decent person, I call Kevin McCarthy the Judas of Mar-a-Lago. I know President Trump has to work with that guy, but I don't trust him. And what he did with what Kevin McCarthy did with Madison Cawthorn, well, it proves that what I was thinking about him, that there's something to it. Remember when it came out months ago that Kevin McCarthy was secretly roommates with Luntz, the pollster, that weird, freaky guy with the worst hairpiece in the history of hairpieces? Yeah. So listen to this. GOP leader Kevin McCarthy says Madison Cawthorn has lost his trust and needs to gain it back. See, now and I'll get into more detail, names places and locations because we don't want sex orgy cocaine heads in this Congress. That's not what he did. He had a secret meeting with him, and all of a sudden, Madison Cawthorn is changing his tune. Madison Cawthorn admitted his claims that colleagues had invited him to orgies and taken cocaine were exaggerated, House Republican leader Kevin McCarthy said on Wednesday. Well, that doesn't even say it's not true. What do you mean exaggerated? Kevin McCarthy told reporters that he may take further action over Cawthorn's comments, which caused an angry outcry among Hill Republicans. See, if I'm in that Congress, I say, Madison Cawthorn, name the names. I want to know who. You call them, and they didn't do that, did they? The row erupted when Madison Cawthorn, at 26, one of the youngest and most controversial House members, claimed he had seen sexual perversion in Washington. That's right. Kevin McCarthy told Axios and other news outlets, I told him, Madison Cawthorn, he's lost my trust. Why? Because he's letting the secrets out, Kevin McCarthy? He's going to have to earn it back, and I laid out everything I find is unbecoming. Where's the part where Kevin McCarthy is trying to get to the bottom of who these people are that he's talking about? And you can't just say, you can't do this again. I mean, he's got a lot of members very upset. Well, who would be upset that Madison Cawthorn said that the Congress people are having sex-drug orgies? Who would be upset? The guys at the sex-drug orgies, that's who. In the interview, he claims he watched people do cocaine. Then he tells me, he says he thinks he saw maybe a staffer in a parking garage from 100 yards away, McCarthy says. It's just frustrating. There's no evidence behind his statements, Kevin McCarthy says. Oh. All he has is his eyewitness account, which is pretty solid. When I sit down with him, I told him, you can't make statements like that as a member of Congress. That affects everybody else in this country as a whole. Politico reported that Cawthorn's Republican colleagues stood up and aired their grievances during a closed-door House GOP conference meeting earlier Tuesday, complaining that the North Carolina Republican made party members out to be sexual deviants and drug users. See, notice none of these members of Kevin McCarthy saying, give me the names. Do you? Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. How many of you believe Madison Cawthorn's original story is true? I do. Do you? I do. I want to hear Madison Cawthorn come out and tell us that he made the whole thing up and it's not true. And I want to see his body language when he does it.
Sexual perversion that goes on in Washington. I mean, being kind of a young guy in Washington with the average age of probably 60 or 70. And I look at all these people, a lot of them that I've looked up to through my life, always paid attention to politics, guys that, then all of a sudden you get invited to, like, oh, hey, we're going to have kind of a...
See, people, he's not talking about a staffer. He's in a parking lot 100 yards away.
A sexual get-together at one of our homes, you should come. And I'm like, What did you just ask me to come to? And then you realize they're asking you to come to an orgy.
Okay, this is, this is amazing. CNN. When Madison Cawthorn is talking about this, he's talking about Republican members of Congress. He's not going to be befriended by Democrats. He wouldn't trust them. They were trying to get. Here you have more evidence that it's true. There's a lot. The way this went down gives it credibility, right? You don't see Kevin McCarthy saying, "I'm calling on him to name names, places, and locations. Let's get to the bottom of this falsehood." Didn't do that. Private, closed-door crap. And you've got CNN covering up a Republican sex-drug scandal? Are you kidding me? CNN would be all over this if it didn't fit their agenda. So we know that these are Republicans who were part of the establishment, and CNN doesn't want to soil their reputations. I believe Madison Cawthorn's original statement to be true. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from? Good morning.
Yeah, this is Klinger in Fort Lauderdale.
Klinger?
Here a couple of weeks ago.
All right. What's up, Klinger?
Nothing. Who's going to invite him to a sex party? Isn't he crippled?
He's in a wheelchair, but, there are men in wheelchairs that are still sexually capable, and just because they may not work below the belt, which I don't know if he has a functioning thing or not, they still like the ladies and things and drugs. Yeah. People in wheelchairs can have sex.
Young, good-looking guy, I guess. Yeah, he's very outspoken. I hope he comes forward with something.
No, they already got to him. What they got to him with, we'll never know. These people will go after your family, your parents, your aunts, your uncles, your grandma, grandpa. His grandparents could very well still be alive. He's a young man. They threatened him. And by the way, that term you use, crippled, that's like very dated.
Well, I hope he exposes him. A lot of dirtbags.
No, he's done. Madison Cawthorn is done and compromised. They got to him. When Kevin McCarthy called him into that meeting, right, wheeled him in and laid it out. And whatever Kevin McCarthy said to him got him to shut up and recant.
Yeah, well.
So, and a young man like that, I don't know what they got on him. Who knows what they got on him, but they got something on him or someone in his orbit.
Good people like him and Mike Lindell. It's just unbelievable, the scope of the evil that they are.
I mean, if you are Kevin McCarthy, you call him in, let's go. I want to know who. I don't care who it is. I do not want members of this Congress that are involved in sex drug orgies. Okay, so let's find out. I want you to come out there with me. We're going to have a press conference together, Madison Cawthorn. We're going to go out there in front of the press corps and please name the names, the details, and the locations. Let's get an investigation going. We want these people out of Congress. They're compromised. That's not what Kevin McCarthy did. They had a closed-door meeting, and he comes out and changes his story. Please.
Yeah, when they rub elbows on those closed-door meetings, all the crack pipes come out and all the coke comes out and the liquor and everything.
Well, no, what they do in a situation like this is a guy like him probably doesn't have a lot of corruption behind. I know they had some girls that he went out with that said he was a little too forward on a date. That was more than this. They threatened something with mom and dad, grandma, grandpa, sister, aunts, uncles, someone in his family. Well, that's what they do. And Madison Cawthorn is now compromised. He was threatened.
Very outspoken young man. When he gets up there, he's on fire.
Mm-hmm. That's right. Hey, listen, appreciate the call, Klinger. It must have been rough going through life with that name, right? I mean, I'm not making I'm not even going to make a MASH joke, but that people really had to give you a hard time about that.
No, I'll call up this Klinger. Thank you.
Well, the question is about Klinger. That's why I bring it up. His name was Klinger. Klinger on MASH. Could that show even be made today? Because remember, Klinger was trying to get a Section 8 discharge from the Army for being mentally ill for wearing women's clothes. Now, he'd probably get a promotion. right? They'd probably put him in charge. Klinger today would be the colonel running the 4077th MASH, running around in women's clothes. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Good morning, Conservative Doug.
Oh, hey, Doug.
I'm thinking that maybe, could it be that Kevin McCarthy was saying that, look, we have an election coming up, we're going to destroy the Republicans, wait until after the election and then we can bring all this crap out? Or is he just that?
No. You mean, did Kevin McCarthy do the right thing? No. Kevin McCarthy even has some new narrative. Oh, no, he saw a staffer do something 100 yards away. No. Kevin McCarthy's already got a false narrative going on. No.
Evil, huh? You think he's that evil?
Of course.
He's that evil, and he changed his story, exaggerated. But I'd like to know what do you mean by exaggerated? That has to come out.
It's done. It's over. The Madison Cawthorn story is now over. It's done. Kevin McCarthy got something that brought something up in that meeting to Madison Cawthorn that got him to change his tune. We'll never know what it was. And I'm still going to support Madison Cawthorn. I like him. And he's very tight with the great... Hey, thanks for the call, by the way. He's very tight with the great Marjorie Taylor Greene. But he has been compromised. We have to be aware. We have to be cautious. We have to give cautious support now to Madison Cawthorn, who has, sadly, been compromised. It's the Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest-running radio show. Back after this.
Sexual perversion that goes on in Washington. I mean, being kind of a young guy in Washington with the average age of probably 60 or 70, and I look at all these people. A lot of them that I've looked up to through my life. I've always paid attention to politics.
Katina, she's on True Social now.
Then all of a sudden you get invited to, like, oh, hey, we're going to have kind of a sexual get-together at one of our homes. You should come. And I'm like, what did you just ask me to come to? Yeah. And then you realize they're asking you to come to an orgy. Yeah. Or the fact that, there's some of the people that are leading on the movement to try and remove addiction in our country, and then you watch them do, keep up with cocaine right in front of you, and it's like, wow, this is wild.
We've got you covered. AM 1470, FM 95.3, 96.9. South Florida's FM Money Talk Radio Network. WWNN, Pompano Beach.
Stop paying an outrageous fortune for your tires. Go easy on your budget and buy your tires at Friendly Tire in Margate, where they have all the major brands like Goodyear and Firestone at discount prices that absolutely can't be beaten. Steve Kane's tires for his Toyota van. At the other shops, $175 a tire. At Friendly Tire, just $75 a tire. That's a $100 savings per tire. Tires for my daughter Emily's car, $135 at the shops around town. The price at Friendly Tire, only $65. That's a $70 savings per tire. These prices are out the door and on the road. Free mounting and balancing and no added charges. Friendly Tire have a great selection of good used tires too, starting at just $30 for most cars. Call my good buddy Friendly Mike at Friendly Tire. Tell him what you drive and he will give you a great low price right over the phone at 954-977-9445. 954-977-9445. Online, friendlytire.net.
Dr. Matez here from the Biostation West Delray. Many of you are familiar with the famous erection injection, an extremely effective treatment for erectile dysfunction made popular right here on the Steve Kane Show. I'm here to tell you that the erection injection is just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to the extensive array of treatment options now available at the Biostation West Delray. Our custom compounded products yield combinations and dosages that increase the efficacy of Viagra and Cialis greatly. We also offer treatments that can correct the problem at its source, such as PRP and sound wave pulse therapies.
Good morning, Debbie.
State-of-the-art testing and the most current treatment options all available in one place, the Biostation West Delray. If you want to correct your erectile problems once and for all, call us at 561-320-8893. That's 561-320-8893. Listen to the Steve Kane Show.
All right. 22 minutes after the hour. I'm Brian. It's the Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest-running radio show on the radio since 1977, celebrating 45 years on the radio this year, the Steve Kane Show. I want to mention here, there's a lot of panic false reporting going on about Donald Trump's Truth Social platform. Okay, I am on Truth Social. Been on there for going on 2 weeks. You can follow me there, by the way, at Real Brian Craig on Truth Social. There's stories today talking about how the downloads of the app are down 90%, and it's a disaster. None of this is true about Truth Social. It is not a disaster. Downloads, see, Truth Social was announced months before it went live, and I did something that I did not even know was possible with an app in the Apple App Store. I pre-ordered the app, and then when it became available on President's Day, it automatically downloaded on my devices. So, I don't know how many people did that, but a lot did. And people were downloading it too when it first came out. So, yeah, of course there's been a decline. People spent months getting on the waiting list like I did, and then there were the immediate downloads. But they're trying to paint it as a disaster. Truth Social, as so far as social media apps, I believe is a game changer and is the most amazing story ever involving social media. The other social media platforms that are big right now, Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. By the way, I'm on all these things, and I'm on Truth Social, okay? These other platforms did not have a launch like Truth Social has had. They were launched and no one cared about them, okay? No one cared about them. And they slowly became popular. This social media app, Truth Social, had the largest global demand of any social media app before its launch than ever. And President Trump's playing a long game here with Truth Social. There are people that are still on the wait list, and just be patient. I was getting frustrated myself with the wait list. And then I woke up one morning 2 weeks ago, I think it was 2 weeks ago today, and boom, I was on it. And I was getting discouraged too. And I'm on there, and they're slowly letting people on that are on the wait list. And the reason they're doing that is so the servers don't get overwhelmed. Because what happens with these other, Parler and Gitter had this problem. And Frank Speech, Mike Lindell's Frank Speech, the left want to destroy anything that they don't control. So if President Trump saw this happen with Gitter and Parler and Frank Speech. So what they do, by the way, Frank Speech has an app. Mike Lindell's Frank Speech, there's an app version. I have the app version. It is spectacular, far superior than the standard desktop version. It's available in both the Google Play Store and the App Store. Frank Speech, completely free. I think you'll love it. Check it out. But what they do is they crash these apps by overwhelming the servers with activity. So Trump, Devin Nunes, who's running Truth Social, are slowly letting people on so it doesn't crash. And you know what? In the 2 weeks I've been on it, there have not been any crashes. And they're slowly unveiling new features. Like it just popped up on the app yesterday, finally, direct messaging, which is still not, you're not able to use it, but the symbol for the direct messaging. And Truth Social very well could become the #1 social media app, and I think it will. And President Trump has only commented on Truth Social once. You know, Don Jr. just got on Truth Social a couple days ago. Okay? And I think Eric too. So, you know, there's things are going slow in the beginning because of the wait list, but it's better than it crashing all the time, which is what would happen if they open it up to everyone. The desktop version is not available yet. It will be. This app is the most in-demand social media app and community in the history of social media at a launch. It's never happened before. And you're starting to see a lot of negative stories about it in the press because they view it, rightly so, as a threat to their domination on the narrative. I don't know why President Trump hasn't been commenting on Truth Social other than the first communication he put up there, but he has his reasons. And he's probably, let me see how many followers he has on Truth Social, because people are still on the waiting list. And let me see how many followers President Trump currently has on Truth Social. Let me see here. Because I followed him. He was the first person I followed on Truth Social. He has 813,000 followers. My guess is President Trump is waiting to post again on Truth Social after he hits 1 million. You know? And I think when he starts to get to that number, over 1 million followers, right now it's at 813,000. I mean, I remember when it was like 200,000 not that long ago. Then he'll become more active on it. But don't believe in what they're trying to do is discourage you on Truth Social. Okay? Now, it's only available on I have it on my iPhone and my iPad. It's not yet available in the for Android phones. Apparently Google, they don't have a deal with Google. When the desktop version becomes available, you'll be able to get it on your Android phone. I don't know why they don't have a deal with Google for the Google Play Store. If they've been refused, I don't know. But I know that it's not available in the Google Play Store, and that's not going according to plan. So if you're an Android user, you're going to have to wait till the desktop version becomes available and sign up there. But Truth Social is the first place I've seen online in years where there's true free speech. And it's a great community for MAGA. This is, and it's not just MAGA up there. I've seen a lot of lefties on Truth Social too. And by the time we get into the presidential election season, Truth Social is going to be the #1 social media app for politics. It's going to be. It'll be fully active by then. Everybody will be on it. You just got, people have a short attention span today. Everybody wants everything in 10 seconds. But once it's fully active and everyone is on it and off the wait list, I was well over 200,000 on the wait list, and I've been on for 2 weeks, and it's frustrating, very frustrating. But everyone will eventually be on it. Do not let yourself be discouraged. They love to paint President Trump as a failure all the time. What has he done that's failed since he came down that escalator? And Truth Social is anything but a failure, I'm here to tell you. All right, let's take our break for the bottom of the hour, then I'll get back into the issues. It's the Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest-running radio show. Indeed it is, on the radio since 1977. Back after this.
Brian Craig here. When it comes to auto repair, you want a garage that you can trust. Someone that will only do work on your car when your car needs work. Introducing Champagne Automotive in Boca Raton, the latest sponsor of the Steve Kane Radio Show. Tom called in on the radio.
Steve Kane Show.
Tell us about his experience with Champagne Automotive.
Oh, hey, Barry.
Hi, this is Tom from Tamarack. Hey, Tom from Tamarack, what's up? I just want to tell you guys something. I spent the last 2 days trying to get brakes for my car. I was leaving the house yesterday to go try another place that had a lower price. They wanted $800 for the brakes, and that advertisement came on for Champagne. I live in Western Tamarack. I said, let me take a drive up there. Well, I was almost blown over how friendly, honest, old school these people are. Old school, that's really the term to really describe it. But let me tell you, the guy I had gone to previously won $800. He said, well, you need to take your power steering fluid, and Ed, the owner, put the car up in the lift, pulled the wheels, said, you don't need brakes, and I about fell over. Wow, well, tell me the end of the story. You got me hosed.
So it wasn't that your vehicle was misdiagnosed at the other place, you were dealing with a crook.
Oh, absolutely. This guy wanted to sell me everything but a washing machine. I don't want that.
Now, this is our new sponsor. We have wanted for a long time to have an auto repair shop. When it comes to auto repair, that is the most difficult category for us to find as an advertisement, because most are like this guy you were dealing with the other day over in Tamarack, the crooks. And we found Champagne. The number is 561-245-8101. 561-245-8101.
Listen to the Steve Kane Show on iHeartRadio. Just search for W.
All right, welcome back, and we're going to check in with Attorney Barry Siegel's on the line with us. And, of course, Attorney Barry Siegel and the Siegel Law Group have their workshop coming up in less than 2 weeks. Attorney Barry Siegel, good morning.
Good morning.
I'm doing great. What do you have for us this morning?
Well, I'll get to the workshop in a second, but yesterday we had a nice lady come in with her son. They came in because they needed help of
Steve Kane Show.
Father.
Steve Kane Show.
In need of care.
Hold on.
In his early 90s, they have assets, a home, bank accounts, brokerage accounts, and she came in very worried about how they're going to pay for this, the cost of his long-term care. They didn't have long-term care insurance. And by the end of the meeting, when we were able to assess everything, we were able to let her know that everything's going to be okay. We're going to be able to help them qualify him for Medicaid. And she was there at the end. She was crying with joy. You could see the peace of mind seeping into her psyche there, and it was just very nice to see the relief that she was having.
That's great.
And the one thing that happens very often, Brian, is people make a decision on their own that there's too much assets, too much income, they can't qualify, it's not for them, and that's not always the case. That's why it's so important to come in for a review to see if this is something that can help benefit them and their family. As far as the workshop, yes, less than 2 weeks, April 12th, 2 p.m., Living Trust. We're going to talk about everything you need to know about setting up your living trust, avoiding probate, avoiding guardianship, protecting your children, making sure you have all the, make sure the decisions can be made for you in case of incapacity, business decisions, financial decisions, legal decisions, and healthcare decisions.
Yeah, and when it comes to the Medicaid planning, which is what Attorney Barry Siegel was talking about at the beginning of his call, it's a no-charge consultation with the Siegel Law Group. Okay, so don't ask your friends, don't do the Googling, don't read your Susie Orman book or whatever. You're going to get a lot of misinformation, and you just call up the Siegel Law Group, mention you heard Attorney Barry Siegel on the Steve Kane Show. It's a free consultation. And that story you heard Barry tell, I've heard listeners call me with similar stories, and it there's no reason to devastate a family financially. And it's a free consultation, right? So that's a great deal. Okay, here's the number for the Siegel Law Group: 855-FLA-3782. 855-FLA-3782, and online SiegelLawGroup.com. And we're going to have Barry in studio coming up one day soon, Barry. So let's coordinate that when you get a chance. Just let me know.
Of course, I'll look forward.
All right, take care. Attorney Barry Siegel, give him a call. We'll talk tomorrow. Oh, all right, thank you. All right, back to our phones. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, this is Randy from Florida.
Randy from Fort Lauderdale. What's up, Randy?
Hey, I enjoy getting up to you every morning, man. The first thing I do is turn my dial off.
No, that's great. Thank you.
I want to compliment on what you were saying as far as the orgies and everything that are happening.
Yes.
This goes back to Bill Clinton. Other people that affiliated with the White House. Everybody, it is what it is. It's kind of like politics. The system's broken and you can't fix it. They're going to do what they want to do, you know what I'm saying?
Well, no, what you have, okay, Madison Cawthorn and the sex orgies and the drugs, I mean, I believe the story 100%, don't you? Okay, they have a code of conduct up there. It's like the thin blue line with cops. It's like doctors. There was a whole movie with, who was the actor that just died from broadcast news? I forgot his name. Children of a Lesser God. He made a movie called The Doctor, where he got and it was about a doctor being a patient, and what it was like. Doctors don't criticize doctors. Cops protect other cops, and corrupt members of Congress cover for each other too. It's the same. It's like the thin blue line, and he stepped out. He was trying to be a Serpico, and Kevin McCarthy brought him into a meeting and scared him.
Exactly. And behind closed doors, things happen, and they come out there repent.
That's right.
And I really think that, a lot of people don't realize it, that Donald Trump will be elected this next go-around. You know what I'm saying? Because he's playing his cards right, he's getting his ducks in a row, and then he's going to let them all out the gate.
Well, I'm going to make a prediction, and this pains me. To take a 26-year-old kid, at that age, because I know he's a congressman, but that's when they're still in that invincible head, right? And he did something to scare him. What the hell could Well, Randy in Fort Lauderdale, we got a bad phone connection, but I appreciate the call. I heard some of what you said. Take care. Now, listen to this. This is what they did. Madison Cawthorn has a primary challenger who has been described as a one-time friend and ally. And his primary challenger has said that he, Madison Cawthorn, continues to show his immaturity with orgy comments and claims Republicans in Congress are secretly telling her she needs to win. Just really bizarre comments. His irresponsible behavior that we've seen over the course of the last few months, it continues to show his immaturity. What? Letting the American people know there are members of Congress doing drugs, illegal drugs, and going to orgies? Michelle Woodhouse is her name. She was a one-time friend and big supporter of Madison Cawthorn. She expects lawmakers to back her. Elected at just 24 years old, the North Carolina Republican, Madison Cawthorn, real estate agent turned congressman, quickly became a rising star. And now they're backing her, and she's an older lady, and I got a picture of them together. So, yeah. So Madison Cawthorn looks like he's going to be a one-termer. They're going to primary him out. And, you know, the Democrats were trying to get him off the ballot, and now and Kevin McCarthy has a history of this. Remember, he took Marjorie Taylor Greene off the committees? And you know where Madison Cawthorn's going to be this time next year? He'll be working with Charlie Kirk at Turning Point USA. That's what he'll be doing. He's going to be a one-term congressman. And let me tell you, when you're a one-term congressman, you're out of the loop, boom. And he's betrayed them. When they invited him to the drug orgy, they were opening up the books to him to make him a made man. And he exposed it. Serpico here. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
My name is Marcos. I'm calling from East LA.
All right. What's up?
Yeah. What's up? What I wanted to know is, I know for a fact that laptop is Hunter's and they got it and all that evidence in there. But what I want to know is what makes you think he's going to get in trouble when Hillary Clinton you and
yeah.
To her?
Well, because CNN is reporting, and you got to go to liberal sources, right? CNN is reporting about these Democrats that federal prosecutors in Delaware are expected to bring an indictment against Hunter Biden. That's where it's coming from. So when you have liberal CNN telling you that the Democrat president's son, that an indictment is a very real possibility, and that everything on the laptop has been confirmed to be true, and it's not accurate to say that the FBI has lost the laptop. They got it, we know it, and these prosecutors in Delaware have it. Yeah, but
because I don't believe they lost it. I believe they're hiding it, and they're trying to keep the information from the American people so Biden, for Biden and his son could be okay.
Yeah, but the federal prosecutors that are which work for the Biden Justice Department, they have it, and they're based in Delaware, which Biden's state. That's where the laptop was left. And they are the ones that are expected to bring the indictment. And this is coming from CNN. You've got to, that's why a lot of times people say, why do you watch CNN? Why do you watch MSNBC? Watching CNN and MSNBC, you get a gauge to where what the liberals are doing. And what they're doing is this is very old news. Everything in this laptop we've known about for about a year and a half, okay? But it's new to liberals who get their news from CNN and MSNBC. And what they're doing is they're preparing the Democrat viewers and the Democrat voter base for the indictment. They don't want to just have breaking news, Hunter Biden indicted, they'll all have heart attacks. They're slowly getting them used to the idea. Yes.
I believe everything you're saying. It's just that I see it a little different. I see it like CNN is admitting that, but they're gonna do something like to cover it up or something. That, to me, I see it. That's the only reason they're admitting it.
Yeah.
Some kind of cover for it or something.
Now, what the big game? There's a long game being played. One of our listeners thought earlier, Wesley, that the deep state is upset at Joe Biden for pulling out of Afghanistan and blowing their CIA operation over there. That could be. There is definitely something afoot out there. And I got to tell you, you're calling me from East LA. You've got that Cheech Marin accent from East LA, from the Born in East LA. I can hear the accent. Do you wear a flannel that has the top button buttoned, like in the movies?
Oh, no. I used to back in the day. That's disco for me no more. But
okay.
Say the 80s, 90s, that was true. You got me right on.
Really?
Reality.
All right, man. Were you born in East LA? Where were you born, man? Remember that's in the song?
In East LA.
Oh, yeah, see?
Work in East LA.
You are, I'm sure you know the song, I Was Born in East LA? Now, well, it was Cheech Marin in his solo career, and Jan Michael Vincent was the immigration guy. He says, "Where were you born, man? Where's your green card?" Green card? I was born in East LA, right?
So he says, "Where was you born?"
Son.
Where was you born?
Yeah, exactly. And they made, and it was a song with a good video, and they made a feature film about it, which I went and saw in the movie theater. I Was Born in East LA. Well, you know, I'll tell you though, Cheech Marin was on Jeopardy, Celebrity Week, and he beat Cheech Marin, Cheech and Chong, he beat Anderson Cooper. He was up against Anderson Cooper.
He has knowledge, he has Cheech.
Well, what happened was, so Cheech Marin from Cheech and Chong, he beat Anderson Cooper on Celebrity Jeopardy, and Anderson Cooper was so embarrassed, he brought Cheech Marin on CNN and had this whole story that that Cheech knew a cheat code that with the buzzer. Yeah, he said that he didn't use his thumb, he used his index finger on the buzzer, Cheech did, and the index finger reacts faster from the brain waves than the thumb. And I'm not kidding, look this up on YouTube. Anderson Cooper knew all the answers. Can you believe that?
So Democrat making fake excuses for their lack of knowledge. You know, they try to play it off like they're, you know, some kind of scholars. In reality, they're fucking.
Oh my! Well, you're on the radio. You can't say that. Can't say that. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Sometimes I keep a caller on just a beat too long. Oh my. Oh my goodness. Oh, that's what the delay is for. You know, if you're listening on the radio, what you were hearing was 40 seconds ago, okay? We have 2 delays. Each of them are 20 seconds. I have a delay from my studio to the radio station main control room on the other side of the floor here, and then they have another 20-second delay. So and I just hit the dump button, so yeah, that didn't go. But when I'm almost like a time traveler, because what you're hearing on the radio is me in the past, 40 seconds ago. All right, listen, we'll take our last break. If you're on hold, stand by. No more calls till the delay builds back up. The show's been hot this week because I have used the dump button a lot this week. A lot. Oh my goodness. I remember Steve and we were guest hosting on another show here. This was a couple years back. And Michael Blum. You guys remember Michael Blum, Dr. Blum? And we were taking calls, and Al Knight was running the board. And, well, something salty came in, and Al Knight had not. They don't usually have to use the dump button. He didn't even know where the dump button was. Luckily, he found it just in time. But, all right, we'll take our break and be back while the delay builds back up. I'm Brian Craig. You're listening to the Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest-running radio show. On the radio since 1977. Celebrating 45 years on the radio this year. The Steve Kane Show, back after this.
We've got you covered. AM 1470, FM 95.3, 96.9. South Florida's FM Money Talk Radio Network. WWNN, Pompano Beach.
Be right back.
I love my MyPillow towels. Unlike other towels, the MyPillow towel absorbs. They're soft to the touch. They come with a 10-year warranty, a 60-day money-back guarantee. Mike Lindell says towels that actually work. What a concept. But don't just take my word for it. Christine from Pennsylvania called live on the radio and shared her experience with her MyPillow towels.
I was just going to say, I bought the MyPillow towels a couple weeks ago, and they are fabulous. They are the best towels I've ever used. They're just the right amount of thickness. They're not too thin, they're not too thick, and they're a great length. They're like longer than your average towel, and they are fabulous, luxurious.
You know, what's amazing to me about the MyPillow towels, Mike Lindell's a genius with his invention. It absorbs the water, and the towel's not soaking wet after.
Yes, exactly.
You know, other towels, the water just kind of lays on top of them. They don't absorb it, and you're just smothering water, smearing it around on your body. Now with the MyPillow towels, what color did you get?
I got the sage green.
Ooh, yeah.
I'm going to order because I love purple, and I'm going to have to get a purple.
Man, my wife's ordering the purple too. She says it doesn't match our bathrooms, but she likes the purple anyway, so we're getting purple. Exactly. All right, Christine, thank you so much.
Yep, the headache went away.
$109.99, but with our promo code at checkout, Kane, K-A-N-E, just $39.99. You can also order by phone, 1-800-716-4879. 1-800-716-4879, promo code Kane.
Hi, Tom Laporta here from Laporta Contracting, Roofing, and Building Restoration. We survived the 2021 hurricane season. Now it's time to get your building envelope ready for the next season. Laporta Contracting installs all types of roofs, from asphalt, clay, and concrete, standing metal seam, flat roofs, and slate tile systems.
Oh my gosh, these callers.
Restoration offers complete envelope protection to include siding, stucco, concrete restoration, impact windows and doors, weatherproofing, and painting. Laporta Contracting serves single-family, multifamily, HOAs, and commercial properties. Call Laporta Contracting today for a free evaluation and estimate, and go to our website to see our team and past customer videos.
Passionate callers.
Contracting.com. Our number is 954
Lifesaver.
4602. That number again.
I should be eating these Lifesavers. I don't have time. I can't suck on them because it makes that noise on the mic.
Steve Kane Show.
Listen to the Steve Kane Show on radio. Just search for
Alrighty. We're back, everyone. I'm Brian Craig. It's the Steve Kane Show. Oh, man, what an exciting day. Steve Kane will be joining us after the top of the hour. So if you're just tuning in, there's been major news breaking since we last spoke yesterday. And what that news is that CNN's legal team are saying that Hunter Biden, it is a real deal about the indictment. A top legal analyst, this is in the Hill, a top legal analyst at CNN says it's possible that Hunter Biden could be indicted by the United States government. Can you imagine? He's going to be indicted by his own dad's government following an investigation into his foreign business dealings. This is very real, very substantial investigation of serious federal crime, says Ellie Hong, CNN legal analyst, said this yesterday, by the way, on CNN. She went on, we are seeing federal prosecutors in Delaware do exactly what you would expect to see federal prosecutors do in this situation. This is CNN's legal analyst talking. The investigation into Hunter Biden's business overseas is gaining steam. This is what they all are missing on it, though, because they don't want to say it. The laptop does not detail Hunter Biden's crimes. They detail Joe Biden's crimes. Remember, he is just the money mule. And this is from CNN. This is CNN yesterday. Listen.
Reporting here, because this is very, very bad for the president's son.
Oh, yes.
It is, and it's an investigation, as you pointed out, going back to 2018, and right now, prosecutors in Delaware are focusing on a number of things, including whether Hunter Biden and some of his business associates violated laws, including tax and money laundering laws and foreign lobbying laws. A lot of this has to do with Hunter Biden's time working with this company called Burisma, an energy company in Ukraine.
Isn't it amazing yesterday? This is yesterday on CNN. This company called Burisma. Like, you know, CNN's people are hearing this for the first time. So that's why they're explaining it like it's new news as opposed to very late and old news, a year and a half old.
Do with Hunter Biden's time working with this company called Burisma, an energy company in Ukraine. He was getting paid as much as $50,000 a month for that company during a time that Joe Biden, his father, was vice president, was in charge of handling Ukraine issues for the Obama administration. And that, of course, raised questions of a conflict. And so what we know is this investigation, for a while, it has been going on, and it seemed to not a lot was going on until recently. A lot of activity has picked up. We know witnesses have gone in to talk to the grand jury in Delaware. We know of witnesses who are going in to talk to investigators.
Oh, witnesses.
Next few weeks.
Wow.
We know that there's a lot of activity now picking up. He's not been charged. He says that Hunter Biden says that he committed no wrongdoing.
Of course.
Says at the end of this he believes he'll be cleared. But obviously, as you pointed out, this is a political mess for the sitting president to have his son being investigated by the Justice Department, his own Justice Department.
Okay. Now, I know everyone's, a lot of conservatives think like losers, because I hear all the conservatives say, oh, he'll just be pardoned by his dad. Like it's no big deal. While we were talking earlier at the top of the show, I had forgotten that Bill Clinton pardoned Roger Clinton. And did H.W. pardon Neil Bush? I don't remember what was that was so long ago, I don't know. I have to look up what happened to Neil Bush. Forgotten about a lot of these things. But this is the difference, okay? Bill Clinton pardoned his brother Roger Clinton, but he pardoned him for a drug crime from 1985. And even if Neil Bush was pardoned by H.W., Bush 41, or as Trump calls him, Bush 1, which I'm not sure that he did, but he might have. There's a big difference in pardoning Roger Clinton and Hunter Biden, and Neil Bush and Hunter Biden. Joe would be pardoning Hunter Biden for his own crimes. His conspirator, his bagman, his capo, his soldier, whatever you want to call him, his money mule. Roger Clinton was pardoned by Bill for 1985 drug crimes that were already taken care of. And they weren't Bill's crimes, they were Roger's crimes. Neil Bush, if that happened, it may have, I don't know. But those weren't George Bush's crimes. Do you understand what I mean? This would be like, okay, you plan a bank robbery, but you don't do it, and you have somebody do it for you, and then you pardon the bank robbers. He would be pardoning, what would make it new and unique is that he would be pardoning his son for his very own crimes. See, that's the difference. Don't you get it? So that's never been done before. And that's a big deal. Okay? And I think it's fascinating and certainly something to celebrate. Our number toll-free, 1-888-GO-KANE-1. Janet Cimarelli from AJ's Natural Wellness Shop. Good morning.
Good morning, Brian. Indeed, keep in mind to all of your listeners, spring sale, 20% off all of the vitamins and supplements at AJ's Natural Wellness. There's a news report that in Palm Beach County, Florida, that new COVID variant.
Oh, no.
Excellent. Variant. Keep your body temperature over 98. You want to stay away from sugar because that suppresses your immune system. They can't fight whatever it is that's trying to make you sick.
I did not know that about sugar. You learn something every day. Well, listen, a huge sale going on right now at AJ's. Stop right in. AJ's Natural Wellness Shop, of course, located in the Festival Marketplace. And the festival is just east of the Turnpike on the south side of Sample Road. And AJ's very easy to find inside. Head back towards the food court. Right before the food court, look west. AJ's right in front of the information booth. All right, Janet Cimarelli, we will finish out the week tomorrow. All right, take care. You know, this, I did not hear this about, I live in Palm Beach County, so, new variant in Palm Beach County. Probably has to do with spring breakers coming. I tell you that, these northerners, they keep coming to Florida and they bring in their COVID with them. I mean, that would be my guess, is if there is an increase. That's the first time I've actually heard about that from Janet this morning, and as she was talking, I was looking it up, and oh my goodness, there is definitely an increase. All right, now coming up in the next hour, Steve Kane will be joining us, and we'll go back to our phones at 1-888-GO-KANE-1. And I'm trying to, maybe we can figure this out with Steve. Why is the laptop being brought out now by the left, by the mainstream liberal media? What is their game plan here? Remember, this is, I'm calling it the late news, not because it's on at 11 o'clock at night, but because it's a year and a half old. And it's so funny to listen to that last story. A company called Burisma, like the CNN viewers, that was the first time they heard Burisma. So why are they preparing their people for this indictment now? Why is the indictment coming? Why now are there consequences coming to the Biden crime family? I'm not sure exactly what's being played here. It's not to get him to resign and replace him with Kamala. All right, we'll take our break for the top of the hour. We'll come back with Steve Kane and your calls. You are listening to Florida's longest-running radio show. That's right, the Steve Kane Show, on the radio since 1977. Celebrating 45 years on the radio this year, the Steve Kane Show. Back right after this.
We've got you covered. AM 1470, FM 95.3, 96.9. South Florida's FM Money Talk Radio Network. WWNN, Pompano Beach.
Hey guys, Brian Craig here. Here on the Steve Kane Show, we love hearing from our listeners talk about their great experiences with our sponsors. Here's Rebecca talking about the MyPillow.
Good morning, you're on the radio. What's your name?
Rebecca.
Hey, Rebecca.
Good morning. I just wanted you to know, Steve and Brian, that I've been listening to you. I'm 57 years old. I've been listening to you since I'm 21.
Wow.
Just so you know, and this is my first time calling. I ordered MyPillow, and let me tell you, I thought it was just a, marketing tool saying that you sleep better at night. Oh my God. I'm here to attest that it is the truth. I sleep so much better. I can't even tell you. So I want everyone out there to believe that when people say you sleep better, you really do. And I've been having a lot of issues at night, and I've bought expensive pillows and, cheap pillows, and this has really made a difference.
Listen to Rebecca. Go to MyPillow.com and use the promo code KANE at checkout, K-A-N-E, and have the best night's sleep you've ever had with your MyPillow or one of the other great products that you'll find there. Promo code KANE, K-A-N-E, at MyPillow.com.
Hi folks, Dr. Matez here, now with the Biostation West Delray. At Biostation West Delray, we continue to offer the highest level of experience and care you can find in the realm of hormone pellet and hormone replacement therapies. But that's just the start. We offer a full array of age management modalities, including state-of-the-art treatments for erectile dysfunction, sexual dysfunction in women, physical and sexual rejuvenation, and quite frankly, any sign or symptom of aging that you may have. And don't forget, we offer the complete array of all cosmetic modalities, including Botox, fillers, lasers, etc. Better energy, better sleep, better performance, and looks to die for. If this all sounds good to you, call us at 561-320-8893. That's 561-320-8893.
Attention seniors, protect yourself and your loved ones from losing your hard-earned assets to the government, attorneys, and greedy in-laws. You are invited to attend Attorney Barry Siegel's Living Trust Seminar. It's free and will be held Tuesday, April 12th from 2 to 3 p.m. at the South County Civic Center in Delray Beach. All living trust plans are not created equally. Find out why at Attorney Barry Siegel's free Living Trust Seminar. To make your reservation for this free Living Trust Seminar, call the Siegel Law Group right now. Toll free 1-855-FLA-3782. 855-FLA-3782. Seating will be limited, so call now to reserve your seat. 1-855-352-3782. 1-855-352-3782.
You are listening to South Florida's longest-running radio show, The Steve Kane Show. To call the show toll-free, dial 1-888-COCAINE-1. That's 1-888-COCAINE-1. And now, here's...
All right, third hour has begun. You're listening to Florida's longest-running radio show, The Steve Kane Show. On the radio since 1977. Steve, good morning. All right, well, we got a lot of good news today. CNN reporting that the Hunter indictment is real, that it could be coming.
There are two major stories that I see breaking here, and we're going to deal with them separately. Number one, Jack Keane. Did you see him yesterday?
Yeah, actually, I've got some of that interview you're going to talk about probably when he's talking about Russia winning. Yeah, let me do a setup and then I'll play this. This is from I pulled this up. I didn't know you were going to bring it up. I was going to get into this anyway. General Keane. I don't know. The laptop indictment I think is bigger, but whatever. You know, they're both big. General Keane yesterday was talking about, and I'll play the audio, that Joe Biden actually wants Putin to win in Ukraine, and he gave a very detailed explanation. Here he is. This is Fox News. General Keane yesterday.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
This is a great question that I think fundamentally the United States' underlying strategy in dealing with the war before it began and after it began is not to provoke Putin. It's an unstated strategy, but it is operating every single day. Before the war, we delayed armaments to Putin in March, and in the fall of 21, they didn't get the Stingers until January of 22. We came up with this lame idea of doing sanctions only if there was an invasion as opposed to before the invasion. Again, not to provoke Putin. All of those are not to provoke Putin. And the reason is fear of adverse consequence. And then since the war began, no one expected the Russians to perform so poorly and the Ukrainians to actually beat them in ground combat, and they have. And now there's actually an advantage, an opportunity to win. There's a chance to win. It's not a given. And we have no strategy to do that. Why? Because we don't want to provoke Putin. I don't like saying this, but the facts are, we don't want Putin to lose. We don't want Putin to lose because we're afraid that if he loses, there will be a provocative reaction on his part.
Okay, which could mean what? A nuclear attack? Another country?
Yes, yeah. Largely spelled nuke. That makes it all makes sense. All these things that are out there involving this entire war with Ukraine that don't seem to make sense. When you listen to that one sentence that General Keane said, Biden doesn't want to win, because to win would be to provoke Putin and make Putin do something crazy. What that means is, even though we're, when I say we, I consider for these purposes that we're talking about Ukraine, when this thing hit, all of a sudden the reports kept coming back. You know, we're doing really well. Ukraine's winning. You know, they got the Ruskies on the run. You know, but why won't he give? He keeps talking about sending weapons that he's not sending. He's playing to lose. He doesn't want to make Putin mad. When you realize that everything that's going on with Biden involves the fact that he doesn't want to offend Putin, all of a sudden everything falls into place and makes perfect sense. That we have a president who is a coward and a weakling.
Mm-hmm.
But basically, you know how this is most likely to end? What's going to happen is Biden will go on trying not to win until his term is over, and he's going to leave it to Donald Trump to clean up his mess afterwards. And Trump, assuming the planet is still here after 3 years, Trump will come in and clean it up after he's elected. It'll be the only real major point that Republicans have to make in this upcoming election, and it all makes sense when you recognize what's at the root of these decisions. Not to hurt Putin's feelings, not to humiliate Putin, not to get Putin angry. What do you think?
No, yeah. But then why, maybe Putin, Keene didn't get into this, but maybe Putin got a hold of all those Ukrainian corrupt records and that prosecutor that was on Biden's tail a couple years back, I mean, maybe he's got some blackmail material on Biden, Putin. But, yeah.
Make it too much. It's a simple thing. And I wouldn't make it more complex. But that's
what doesn't factor into that though are the Russians pulling back for sure? I mean, because I keep hearing pulling back.
They're getting beaten.
And we haven't. All right. So what does that mean? They're going to pull back and withdraw?
Biden is not going to do anything to win this war. He's not trying to win it. He doesn't want to offend Putin and run the risk that Putin will do something. I mean, it's so disgusting. It makes me sick to...
Then why did he talk about regime change in Poland? Keene didn't get into that. Why did he? Because he was talking about, he said this guy can't remain in power, he said in Warsaw on Saturday. That's not consistent with him.
I think that was an act.
Okay.
See any seeming strength on the behalf of Biden, it's an act. It's an act.
Yeah.
Pudding is in. He keeps. I mean, it's so infuriating. He keeps promising
I saw some Russians online yesterday, Russian soldiers, and they were posting videos online from Ukraine. They've not been captured or anything. They're out in the field with the Russian army in Ukraine, and their rifles don't work. They don't fire. And
the president of the United States is a coward and doesn't want to win, and it's embarrassing.
But you're telling me Ukraine is winning though on their own without us. They're beating Russia back.
I mean, it's a close battle. It's not an easy battle. But that's the.
Well, I hate to say it this way, but I think Biden in some ways has done the right thing, and that's stay out of it. It's much better if you. Yeah. Oh yeah, sure it is.
The right thing is to keep Americans out of harm's way.
Yeah, but it's not America that's attacked. Ukrainians are not Americans.
They're on the right side as far as I'm concerned.
Oh, you're making them Americans.
Our side, their side. I mean, who do you relate for? The Russians versus
Ukraine. I don't identify with either of them. They're both bad guys. But I mean, I guess I side with Ukraine because they were attacked. But it's better.
Guys.
It's better for Ukraine to beat Russia on their own without getting us involved and making it a bigger war.
Not getting involved other than to give them the material. All he wants, he gets up and he screams every time he faces the camera. He says, "Just give me the planes, give me the materials. We'll fight the battle. We don't have to be over there. We just have to live up to our promises and what we've committed to give them."
Mm-hmm.
That's all.
Well,
Today he keeps claiming it, and he doesn't send it. I mean, that's a pretty sweet racket.
Well, let's take some calls. Let me give out the number. It's 1-888-GO-KANE 1-888-465-2631. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hi, Joellen from Fort Lauderdale.
Hey, Joellen.
So, Biden is compromised by both Ukraine and Russia. I don't think he cares about the war one way or the other. I think.
If he, but he does. That's you're wrong. He wants to lose it. He doesn't want to win it.
Well, definitely doesn't want to win it, but he doesn't. He doesn't want to compromise him. He is compromised, and he doesn't want to get found out about his own crimes, which is going to come out with the Biden laptop. And what I've heard last night on a radio station was that Biden would be resigning probably after the midterm because they want to get rid of this guy.
The whole thing, there are two separate issues that you're conflating here. But the whole thing with Biden is it reeks to me of Nixon-Agnew. There's all kinds of parallels between the Nixon-Agnew-Watergate scandal and this scandal. And most people were not sentient at that point, except for our older listeners. But what happened is they disappeared Agnew. They just disappeared.
Well, there was another scandal with him that prosecutors investigated, and they got him to resign. So they could plug in and forward.
The point is, there was no big prelude to it. There was no scandal.
Oh, so you're saying that's going to You say that's going to happen to Kamala?
I'm saying that's the direction the whole thing is taking. A lot of this is going to be worked out quickly, silently, and behind the scenes. Largely the stuff with Kamala. Kamala's not going to.
They have scandal. There is scandal on her. She hid evidence in a death penalty case she prosecuted when she was the Attorney General of California. That's a big one, though. Tulsi Gabbard's brought it up, and so that's a big thing with her.
It's disappeared. She's not going to be the big thing we're making it. She's going to agree. They're going to make her. I love that line from was it from The Godfather? They're going to make her
an offer she can't refuse.
Mm-hmm.
That's exactly what's going to happen.
So then who goes?
And the same with Biden.
Who goes in there? So who goes in there after Biden?
An establishment person,
they'll work. Somebody to knock you.
You know who I think it'll be? It'll be one of two people, Tulsi Gabbard or Mayor Pete.
Oh, they're not going to let it.
Oh yeah, but they love Mayor Pete.
The thing is, it doesn't make any difference who is in there because they're not running the country.
They will though. No. Don't you see what they're saying? Is no. They will be though. Whoever.
They'll be like Biden.
Did you get that with the
president? They are not running this country. There are people that are.
Yeah. No, but we're gonna have our first gay president.
I disagree when you say that these Democrats are, when it came to Biden laptop, they think they're saving our country. They don't care about our country. They do not care about.
No, you miss it. No. This is what you're missing. These people you're talking about, they think they are the country. They think it's their country. We're just living in it.
Yeah, but they don't want any scandal. They don't want anything brought against them. They are trying to save their.
Well, this thing with Kevin McCarthy, with Madison Cawthorn, there's something big going on in Washington right now, and it's all related. Well, there's Kevin McCarthy threatened Madison Cawthorn, and he recanted his story.
Oh my God, are you serious?
Yeah, and they got some new narrative. Yeah, so there's something big. It's all related, Steve. There's something big going on. There's something big going on, in Washington right now.
There is. First of all, understand this. They're trying to sell you the idea that there's no proof that Joe was involved. Joe had a business bank account with his father.
No, Hunter with Joe. Yeah, they got him. Yeah.
Yeah, well, we're talking about Madison Cawthorn, right?
Well, it's all related. It's all. See, it's not a diversion. It's just Fox News isn't reporting it because they're friends with the sex drug orgy people. There's something big going on in Washington, right? Madison Cawthorn was spilling the beans. The Hunter laptop indictment is coming.
That's related to Keith.
It is.
And Hunter. And the fact is that they had a bank account that was commingled. They were in the same business. They wrote checks on this same bank account. That's all you need. And they can take it to the wall with Biden, which is what they're going to do.
Yeah, we know that. We know that. That's old news. That's old news.
No, it's not. See, this is, with all due respect, Joellen, slow down. No. A lot of conservatives, everything is old. Either it's old news or it's a distraction. This is what you don't understand. CNN and the New York Times are the liberal mainstream news sources of record. And they are reporting for the very first time. CNN spent hours yesterday on the Hunter laptop for the very first time, talking about the Justice Department investigation, indictments, and pardons, and that it's all true. Okay? We've known about this for a while, but now that it's in the mainstream media, it means it's real. Okay, and I get so pissed off. Oh, that's old news. We knew about that 2 years ago. Until it is in the when there's a scandal like this, until it's in the mainstream news, it's not real. And another thing about this is not a Republican we're talking about. This isn't President Trump and Don Jr. These are Democrats. So you've got liberal New York Times, liberal CNN spent hours yesterday talking about a scandal about the son of the Democrat president of the United States. That's a big deal. And that means that something is coming. They said on CNN, in the clip I played in the last hour, that witnesses are being brought before a grand jury in Delaware over this. So it's coming. And this is real. They're just preparing their people for it.
Yeah, they're going to get rid of Joe. They're getting rid of him.
That's exactly right. They're going to ease him out. And it's going to happen very quietly one day.
And there's no way they're handing the keys to the White House to Willie Brown's girlfriend. That ain't going to happen. No way.
Again, it doesn't make any difference who they give it to. It's those people.
No, it does make a difference. Okay, I'll tell you what I mean by that. See, I didn't realize until a couple weeks ago. I mean, I knew about Spiro Agnew, but I didn't realize what was being played here. The establishment of both parties did not like Richard Nixon, and they very stealthily got rid of Spiro Agnew, and then they got Nixon to resign. But who did they plug in? Gerald Ford was a Republican establishment guy, threatened to impeach her. They threatened the impeachment, and
I would put it a little differently. Let me say it my way and see if it makes more sense. They sat down with him. They had the case file on
yeah.
One of them, especially the parts that pertain to Nixon and what he knew.
Yeah.
And when he knew it, and I remember vividly a lot of the testimony. And they said, one of two things is going to happen. Either you're going to agree to play ball and resign, or this mess,
yeah,
so is in the form of impeachment, will...
or maybe jail after. Yeah. Yeah, and he did it. But this is the thing about that. But this is the thing about this. The Republican and Democrat establishment of the time got rid of both the president and vice president and plugged in Gerald Ford as VP, who was a politicalist. He had been in Congress 30 years, was about to retire, and he was an establishment guy, and boom. That's how they did it. And Steve is saying that they're going to do a similar move with Joe and Kamala. And I would imagine Kamala would have to be out first, Steve, for this to play out. So they don't want to make her president. Agnew was first. It wasn't the same day. No. I don't know about that. I got to look into that. Anyway, Joe Ellen, thanks for the call. It was during... Spiro Agnew resigned during the Watergate scandal, but I got to look and see how far apart it was. I don't know. I never really thought about it too much until recent. All right, listen, we'll take our break. We'll be back. It's the Steve Kane Show. Don't go anywhere.
Got you covered. AM 1470, FM 95.3, 96.9. South Florida's FM Money Talk Radio Network. WWNN, Pompano Beach.
Steve Kane Radio listeners love Champagne Automotive Repair in Boca.
I went over to a Champagne Automotive, and I gotta say that this man is the most fair mechanic I have dealt with in my entire life. We took a car over there that was not being used yet. You know, it belonged to my 90-year-old dad. Everybody I had taken it to before was charging an astronomical amount of money. But when we took it over there, Eddie took a look at it, and I gotta say that this man fixed the car, it's running like a charm. Anybody that needs a mechanic, I strongly recommend Eddie, and he is just the best thing that's happened to this family as far as car maintenance goes. It's fixed. Bottom line, it's fixed, and the price was right.
Champagne Automotive Repair in Boca will never do a repair on your car that your car doesn't need. And their prices are low. Champagne Automotive Repair in Boca. Give them a call. 561-245-8101. 561-245-8101.
Hi, this is Lori Kane, and I want to talk to you about Dr. Gupta at Brighton Dental Care. I just love Dr. Gupta. I've been seeing him for around 3 years. He always has time for me. He never does unnecessary work, and his prices are very affordable. And if you need implants, go see him because he has the best prices around. Let me give you the number. Write it down. It's 954-922-4633. That's 954-922-4633. 4633, BrightonDentalCare.com. He's just the best.
Attention seniors and those who care about them. How would you like to have instant access to a Medicare advocate at the touch of a button? You can for less than $1 a day with I Will Advocates. I Will Advocates will assist you with doctor appointment scheduling, pharmacy issues, billing problems, plan benefits, Medicare applications. They'll even help when you're in the hospital. I Will Advocate clients are family, and they go to bat for their family when you need them the most. Let them be your golden guardians. Contact I Will Advocates right now online at iwilladvocates.com or call them directly. 954-345-1214. No matter where you're located throughout the state of Florida or nationwide. 954-345-1214. 954-345-1214.
Listen to the Steve Kane Show on iHeartRadio. Just search for it.
All right, I looked it up during the break. Spiro Agnew resigned 10 months before Nixon. So, but it was during, but that was during the Watergate scandal. It just hadn't gotten on it. Yeah, but it wasn't the same. It was like almost a year apart, but still, it was part of the same plan. They got rid of both of them, and then yeah. Well, why have they turned? The establishment were with Biden. Why have they turned on him? We talking about the laptop information?
The laptop is a term that covers a big area. That means about the bribery and about the payoffs, and that basically Hunter was.
I don't agree with that. I think they've known about the laptop and they've known everything in it because remember it came out before the election.
They knew about it, but they couldn't get the story out. Was the problem before the election?
It was the October surprise of Trump's was the laptop. But I don't think that's what one of our listeners brought this up in the first hour, and I've been thinking about it. I think they're right. I think where they turned the laptop, everybody knew. I'm talking about the people that are after Biden now knew about it. What turned them, I think, against Biden was the Afghan withdrawal.
Things are on the list of things
Or he screwed up.
they pursue. We probably don't. We've probably just seen the surface.
Yeah, he's been making mistakes all along.
Bottom line is they tried to hold back the dam, and they couldn't do it. And the dam is bursting as we speak, and all this muck is going to come out. And at a certain point, they probably said they came up with this plan, which is what's going on now, which is to get rid of Biden and get rid of Kamala. And it's not going to be a big thing to get rid of Kamala, because I'm sure she has. Would you not like to read the secret file on Kamala?
Oh.
That's what they have on her.
Yeah, it's like 50 Shades of Grey kind of thing. It's all sex novel. But you know, the thing about, okay, so when do they do it? Before, while the Democrats are still in charge?
Oh, of course.
Oh, okay.
Beginning stages of it right now, and it's going to occur over the next couple months.
You see, it's to replace Kamala. To replace Kamala, it has to happen before the election, midterms, because the way it works, okay, is the vice president resigns. That position has to be filled. The president, that'd be Biden, nominates a replacement, and they go through a hearing process, you know, like the Supreme Court justice did, but in the House. Okay, not in the Senate. No. They got to have a. No, I'm not overthinking it. I'm just explaining the process. So there has to. So when they nominate someone to replace Kamala, there's a House hearing to confirm them. Okay, like a cabinet position in the House. They want to do that while well, they have to have a replacement, and there's a process. So they want to do that while no, Steve, when there's a. Well, this is how it happened. All right, you're not listening, Steve, because you're not hearing what I'm saying. When you're right, when Kamala's out, there's a vacancy. She has to be replaced, right? So they got to nominate someone, whether it's Mayor Pete or whoever it is. They have to go through a House confirmation process. The Democrats will want to do that while they still control the House. So it's going to if what your scenario, if it's true, is going to have to happen before the election, is what I'm saying. So you're talking about in a matter of months. It's got to happen because the election's in November. Yeah. I can't wait. I can't wait. You know, and I'll tell you, Kamala has not looked good lately. She had you'll see this clip on the TV today. I'm not going to play the audio because this thing with the Jamaican leader, she was incoherent. She's off. It's like she's gotten some information that's caused her to be in distress. She's really been somewhere else. Jacqueline, $100 super chat. Thank you, Jacqueline. Everyone, please thank Jacqueline. I support President Trump. He will kick butt. Hold on, Trump's coming. I agree with that.
Miranda Devine. I saw her this morning.
Yeah.
Through the ringer. If you just look at her face, part of it was I don't think she was wearing makeup, which she usually does. But she looked awful.
Why? Well, I would hope they were listening to me and not watching TV. I don't. Why would she look bad though? Because her book is the whole evidence.
Her face, it looks like she's aged 30 years in the last couple.
Well, you know, she may. Okay, the laptop federal prosecutors are in Delaware, right? There's a team of federal prosecutors in Delaware investigating the Hunter Biden laptop. Miranda Devine is the author of the book Laptop in Hell. She is the #1 expert on the Biden crime operation. So maybe she's been working with prosecutors through an extensive and intensive questioning.
What is it we used to say?
Looks like hell?
It's a Western term. Like she's been ridden hard and...
Oh no, I don't know. Do I got to dump that? I don't know. All right, listen, we'll take our break for the bottom of the hour. I don't know. That saying is meant to be sexual, Steve. You may not be using it in a sexual context, but that it is. That is not. No. All right, listen. Let's take our break. It's 31 minutes after the hour. If you'd like to call in, please do. We've thrown a lot out there on the table today. Our number toll-free, 1-888-GO-CANE-1, 888-465-2631, 888-465-2631. Back after this.
Dr. Matez here from the Biostation West Delray. Many of you are familiar with the famous erection injection, an extremely effective treatment for erectile dysfunction made popular right now.
Yeah, thank you so much, Jacqueline. Please, everyone, thank Jacqueline for that $100 super chat. Thank you.
The extensive array of treatment options now available at the Biostation West Delray. Our custom compound added products yield combinations and dosages that increase the efficacy.
Sarah, oh my goodness, $100 super chat from Sarah. Thank you, Sarah. Hi, God go, God bless you, Brian and Steve. Yes, absolutely. Thank you so much, both Sarah and Jacqueline. Steve Kane Show.
Biostation West Delray. If you want to correct your erectile problems once and for all, call us at 561-320-8893.
Okay, hold on.
That's 561-320-8893.
Attention seniors and those who care about them. How would you like to have instant access to a Medicare advocate at the touch of a button? You can for less than $1 a day with I Will Advocates. I Will Advocates will assist you with doctor appointment scheduling, pharmacy issues, billing problems, plan benefits, Medicare applications. They'll even help when you're in the hospital. I Will Advocate clients are family, and they go to bat for their family when you need them the most. Let them be your golden guardians.
Yeah, my headache's coming back just a little bit. That's right, Michael.
Or call them directly. 954-345-1214. No matter where you're located throughout the state of Florida or nationwide. 954-345-1214. 954-345-1214. Attention seniors. Protect yourself and your loved ones from losing your hard-earned assets to the government.
Laptop? Whose laptop? I don't see anybody named Laptop.
You are invited to attend Attorney Barry Siegel's Living Trust Seminar. It's free and will be held Tuesday, April 12th from 2 to 3 p.m. at the South County Civic Center in Delray Beach. All living trust plans are not created equally. Find out why at Attorney Barry Siegel's free Living Trust Seminar. To make your reservation for this free Living Trust Seminar, call the Siegel Law Group right now. Toll free 1-855-FLA-3782. 855-FLA-3782. Seating will be limited, so call now to reserve your seat. 1-855-352-3782. 1-855-352-3782.
Well, I don't know why I'm not seeing them. You guys are seeing them. I'm not seeing them. All right, we are back. It's the Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest-running radio show on the radio since 1977, celebrating 45 years on the radio this year, the Steve Kane Show. All right, you want to go to the phone, Steve? All right, 1-888-GO-KANE-1. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
My name's Tony.
Yes, Tony.
I appreciate putting me on here. So I have a little bit perspective on what you guys are talking about. I really appreciate you taking your time here. So I thought it was a bunch of happy talk as far as trying to get Trump in office, being speaker. And I think what you guys are talking about is they're seeing that it actually may happen since they're going to be taking over the House. And I think they're panicking and trying to get someone else in before Trump gets in.
Oh, yeah, at the rally in Georgia last weekend when Gates came up and said he's going to nominate Trump as speaker, you think that's like a real thing now, caller? That's not just like a joke that they're thinking about.
Let me ask a question here.
Yeah.
Does the speaker has to be an elected member of Congress?
Nope. No, they do not.
Is that a fact?
Yeah. I know, everybody assumes that.
I heard about this months ago, but I thought it was all happy talk, and I didn't really put it, that it actually could happen, because...
How do you make someone Speaker of the House if they're not a House member?
They don't have to be. Yeah, they could just have to vote on them. They get nominated, they vote. If they win, they win. You could be Speaker, Steve.
And now that really puts everything into focus.
That's why.
Oh, wow. Okay, gee, I didn't know that. My heart skipped a beat.
See, and that's why, I know Steve doesn't like me to mention this, but that's why Kevin McCarthy shut down this Madison Cawthorn potential scandal, because they got a plan here. And a scandal would screw that up.
I'll leave my mind.
Now, that's a good point. All right, take care, caller. Yeah, Trump's got an event coming up. Is it this weekend? Yeah, I know. Yes, yeah. I know, it's amazing. Could you imagine? Could you imagine? Yeah. The reason I think the indictment is coming is because CNN is spending so much time talking about it. If it wasn't, they wouldn't be telling their people about it and giving it credibility to their own people, Democrats, if something wasn't about to happen. you know. They're preparing them. They're preparing them for the shock. If they came in with a breaking news sounder, and you know, like I like it. The one guy, there's a company called Burisma. You know, like his people are hearing it for the first time. If they came in with a breaking news sounder and dropped it all at once, their people would be having heart attacks of shock. You know, so they're I know, it'd be amazing. It would absolutely be amazing. Mm-hmm. And I'll tell you, when I saw Trump, I saw him a week and a half ago. I've never seen him look so good. And he's not a man. And you can tell and if you saw him at the rally in Georgia last weekend, he doesn't have a worry in the world. Donald Trump. There are some things going on that we're not privy to, that we're beating around. We're on the edges of it, but we don't know.
I think we've got the overall. I think we got the.
See this pardoning. You know, I was talking about this earlier. This is what people that are talking about the laptop don't get. You know, and they keep saying, "Well, he's just gonna." Oh, Joe, just pardon him. This is that. I was talking about how these other pardons are different than this, like the Roger Clinton. That laptop details Joe's crimes, not Hunter's. So, well, yeah, but Joe's the mafia boss. Joe's the mafia boss. He's the mafia boss, you know, Joe. We've never had presidents have pardoned family members before, but they've never pardoned someone for their own crimes, right? That would be, you know, Joe would be pardoning Hunter for his very own crimes. That's all new territory that we've never been in before.
You're saying I'm trying to integrate the Trump factor into my point of view here. If what you're saying is true, Republicans are not going to want to vote.
Correct. Maybe. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. All right, let's go back to the phones. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from? North Carolina, you're on the air. What's on your mind?
Yeah, this is Jeff.
Yes.
North Carolina, you're on the air.
Turn down the volume. Turn down the volume of what you're listening to us on in the background. Oh, that was about a year ago, and things are different now. And when Matt Gaetz said that he was, thanks for the call, by the way. He wants to hear himself on the radio. You know, you got to turn down your device when you call because of the delay. Trump said that a year ago. Last weekend, when Matt Gaetz in Georgia said that he was going to nominate Trump for Speaker of the House, he was standing right next to President Trump at the podium at the rally, and President Trump just smiled. Okay, he didn't say, "I will not accept the nomination," or he didn't do that. Yeah, he was standing next to Donald Trump when he said it, and Donald Trump just looked at the crowd and smiled. Yeah, see, there's a lot of things going on. Things are very desperate right now in this country with this guy. Oh my goodness. I know, I tell you. Yeah, well, you're in shock, but it's a good shock. Yeah, now I'm not going to...
To me, and I've said this over recent shows, to me the world is hovering at the edge.
Mm-hmm.
Largely because of Biden. I mean, you don't know what he's going to do or what he's going to say. And of course, Putin's a kook, so we're right to be concerned about him. I don't think we're right to be petrified into immobility, which is what Biden is.
Yeah.
Now, but wow, it would be a happy ending. The Democrats. Oh.
Yeah. Now, did you see that? Now, President Trump did an interview on Real America News the other day, which is this is that new outlet where Bannon's at that I've been telling you about, Steve. It's so good. Real America News is so good. Steve Bannon's there, and President Trump was on there, and this is President Trump on Real America News the other day.
Yes, and one thing while I'm on your show, as long as Putin now is not exactly a fan of our country, let him explain because Chris Wallace wouldn't let me ask the question, why did the mayor of Moscow's wife give the Bidens, both of them, $3.5 million for them? That's a lot of money. She gave him $3.5 million. So now I would think Putin would know the answer to that. I think he should release it. I think we should know that answer. Now, you won't get the answer from Ukraine.
Okay, so it goes on. So Trump, he's out there. He sounds great. He's very confident. He looked great in that interview, by the way. And that was just a day before yesterday. Oh, man. You would love... You know, we can get you the Real American News app on your phone, Steve. You know, you would enjoy it. Steve Bannon's show is very good. Much better than the 5. Although, I am a big fan of Piers Morgan. He was on the 5 again yesterday.
But that before we go off, we only have a few minutes left.
Yeah. You don't like him?
They dropped I love Piers.
They've dropped Geraldo for him.
Yeah, and everybody up there, they're all wary of Piers Morgan because of how good he is.
If you cross him, you're done. They're afraid of him. They're afraid to say anything to him.
Yeah, well, he's got them intimidated. There's no.
Yeah, he does. He does.
I can understand why if I project myself into that.
Well, there's another thing about it, though. Okay, Piers Morgan is close personal friends with President Trump. He was the Celebrity Apprentice, and I don't know. I did sense that too. Jesse Waters even seemed to be afraid of Piers Morgan. I think you're right. There's an intimidation thing going on there.
Is an astounding talent. I mean, he's got it all. He has a great sense of humor, which is vital to any great talk show host. He is innovative in his thinking. He has an incredible grasp on what's going on in the world, and he has a dominant precedence.
Yeah. Presence, yes.
But I didn't know about the Geraldo thing.
Oh, I don't know if it's official, but I haven't seen Geraldo there this week.
A lot of, well, if that's true, a lot of pieces are falling into place.
Yeah.
Puzzle of life.
Yep. All right, well, listen, we'll take our break here. The last break of the day. We'll be back with the Gold Report. Don't go anywhere.
We've got you covered. AM 1470, FM 95.3, 96.9. South Florida's FM Money Talk Radio Network. WWNN, Pompano Beach.
Dr. Matez here from the Biostation West Delray. Many of you are familiar with the famous erection injection, an extremely effective treatment for erectile dysfunction made popular right here on the Steve Kane Show. I'm here to tell you that the erection injection is just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to the extensive array of treatment options now available at the Biostation West Delray. Our custom compounded products yield combinations and dosages that increase the efficacy of Viagra and Cialis greatly. We also offer treatments that can correct the problem at its source, such as PRP and sound wave pulse therapies that restore your natural function. State-of-the-art testing and the most current treatment options all available in one place, the Biostation West Delray. If you want to correct your erectile problems once and for all, call us at 561-320-8893. That's 561-320-8893.
Brian Craig here. You've heard Steve Kane talk about
This is Hunter's laptop right here.
how Porta Contracting did on his new roof.
My laptop.
John from Wellington, one of our regular callers, he just had his roof repaired.
That's not the laptop from hell.
He wanted to share his experience.
I wish it was. Could you imagine if this was Hunter's laptop? It'd be valuable.
Porta contractors, they were fast, professional, and the cost of the repairs was very reasonable. I had 4 sections of roof repaired, and upon initial inspection, they were honest and told me that my roof was good and I didn't need a new one. I called many roofers, and they were all scammers. They all wanted to
Hello? Hey, we got a bad connection there. Can you? Okay, I got you now. Hold on.
Testimonial from John in Wellington. Tom Laporta at Laporta Contracting will never sell you a roof that you don't need. Give him a call for a no-charge inspection of your roof. 954-604-4602. That number rings directly to Tom Laporta's cell phone. 954-604-4602. And online, LaportaContracting.com.
All right, and it's time to check in with William Youngerman from the offices of William Youngerman Incorporated right here in Boca with the Morning Gold and Precious Metals Report. William Youngerman, how the metals looking today?
Good, rebounding after that low we hit in putting in basically a reversal now, so we're back up to the upside again on the metal. Gold up $12.90 yesterday, closing at $1,932.90 the ounce, after trading in a range of $1,916 all the way up to $1,939. Silver closed out the day up 11 cents at $24.85. The high was $25.15 the ounce, while platinum was up $7 at $990, and palladium was up $116 at $2,203 the ounce. This morning, the rally continues. Gold up $2.10 right now at $1,935 the ounce. Silver up a nickel at $24.90. Platinum down $5 at $9.85, and palladium down $3 at $2,200 the ounce. Oil back down to $102 after being up around 107 yesterday.
Now, yesterday you were telling us that many of these metals at places around the country are low on stock. People are on long waiting lists. What's the situation so far as metals at William Youngerman?
Still pretty much fully stocked for all of the precious metals and most of the products. So we're one of the few companies that still have metal in stock, and so walk out with your metal.
That's right, and that's a good thing, because you want to have that physical metal in your possession. They're located, William Youngerman, right here in Boca at 150 East Palmetto Park Road, just east of US 1 Federal Highway, on the south side of Palmetto, on the first floor of the Bank of America building. Online, WilliamYoungerman.com, or give them a call. They open up weekdays at 10 a.m., 1-800-327-5010. 1-800-327-5010. All right, William Youngerman, we will finish out the week tomorrow.
Okay.
All right, take care. All right, we are back. You know, Steve, yeah.
I got a couple
that
are important questions. I can't believe that I didn't know about this Speaker of the House thing. First of all, is there a precedent for it? Has any of Congress been chosen?
That I don't know. If someone in the audience knows, either way, let us know.
If anyone knows that, call in before the end of the show. I'm dying to know that. But what's very interesting about this is I think about today's show, and I think about the Steve Kane Show in general. What's very interesting is, to me, it's like a picture puzzle. Were you ever into puzzles?
Yeah, sure.
When I was younger, in younger days, we put up a bridge table, and we'd get one of these humongous picture puzzles, and it was a work in progress. You can't do this once you get cats in the house, because they won't stay off it. But you do it over a period of 3-4 weeks, and one by one you put the pieces in place, and then by the time you're finished, there is, lo and behold, magic, a picture.
Yeah.
Trump's ability for the speakership is probably the most dramatic part of the whole puzzle.
Well, I looked it up while you were talking. Okay, I Googled it. It is not a requirement to be a member of Congress to be Speaker of the House, but it's never happened before. Everyone has been a member, so it would be new. It would be new. It would be historic in nature. Yeah, then we would have to call Donald Trump Mr. Speaker, Mr. President Trump. He'd have the two titles, Mr. Speaker, Mr. President Trump. I like that.
Christopher, my mind is blown.
Really? I'm shocked, because I thought you knew about that. Okay, yeah.
But I thought meanwhile, I went into this program today with a feeling that the country was doomed, and now I see that hope is just maybe a couple months.
Well, it's just like it was just a couple weeks ago. You thought there was no cure or treatment for neuropathy, and then you found out there is at Lighthouse Medical Center.
I was up there yesterday taking a treatment. If you suffer from neuropathy, friends, this is a blessing. This is a blessing. Because all you ever hear about neuropathy is there's nothing you can do about it, and you got to just keep silent and suffer and load up on meds or whatever. And it's a very unpleasant illness, I can tell you that. And if you have it, or if anyone in your family has it, you know the difference, and you know what I'm talking about. And help is available. The great folks at
Lighthouse Medical Center in Pompano. Well, you know what? There's a lighthouse right down the street. Pompano Beach has a lighthouse. That's where they get the name Lighthouse Medical Center. It's from the Pompano Beach Lighthouse.
About it, tell them.
Now, the lighthouse. No, Lighthouse Medical Center. Now, this is an amazing thing because neuropathy, I have heard people say my entire life, there's no cure, there's no treatment. You just got to learn to suffer with it. And people, I've never had neuropathy. I've been around a number of people who have. One person described it as that old Chinese water torture. It's just constant discomfort and torture depending on the severity. There's all kinds of symptoms. That the tingling of the hands and the feet, numbness, pain, muscle weakness. A lot of people have balance issues. You know, Steve, he's our patient here. And a fascinating thing about Lighthouse Medical Center is this. They're located in Pompano, and this medical practice has been in practice with the same family for 75 years in Pompano. That's amazing. Same family, same medical practice, same family for 75 years in Pompano. They may be the oldest medical practice in Broward County. If not, they got to be pretty close to it. That's like founding family kind of time here in Broward County. It's a completely free consultation. If you mention you heard about them on the Steve Kane Show, here's the number, 754-222-6642. 754-222-6642. And online, lighthousemedicalcenter.com. And if you missed that number, go to stevekaneshow.com. Click on the sponsor page. All our sponsors are listed there. Now, I don't want to, Steve, I don't want to give out the who, what, when, where, or where we're doing this. But next month, we'll have an announcement soon. Next month, Steve and I are going to do our very first personal appearance since before COVID. And it's going to we'll announce it's going to be on a Saturday in the middle of next month. So you know, we're going to do our first personal appearance in over 2 years, Steve Kane and I, the middle of next month on a Saturday. Coming soon, we'll tell you where, obviously one of our great sponsors, but we'll tell you where and the exact time and date and everything. But it will be a Saturday in the middle of next month, and you are all invited except Liberal Al the John. You're never invited to a damn thing. Yeah. We're going to wait a little longer to tell people, but it's coming up next month, and it's tomorrow's April 1st. This is not an April Fool's joke. We're going to do our first personal appearance in over 2 years. In fact, this is our first appearance since our last cruise, which was in 2019. So stay tuned for information on that, and I don't know when we'll do another one after this. And again, first one in over 2 years. So kind of looking forward to it, and a little bit nervous about it too, because we haven't done one in so long, you know. But we'll give you all the info about that coming up soon, where, when, and all of that. But it will be on a Saturday by design, so more people can come that can't come when we do things during the week because of work. So stay tuned for that. You know, this I know this is a little unusual for a lot of people, but I would recommend watching a little bit of CNN. For this Hunter laptop story, because and you'll see what I'm talking about. They're getting the Democrat voters ready for this, and they're not. This is, you know, they would not give so much. I don't think it's covering their butts. I think they're trying to prevent heart attacks.
And the longer this goes on, the worse it gets. They know they're going to be a laughing stock. So obviously they're trying to get out in front and minimize the damage.
Well, minimize the damage. What they're trying to do is make it not... They're trying to make it look like when it happens, not as big of a deal as it is. You know? They're trying to make it look like, oh, well, we knew about this. They've been talking about it for 2 months. But the CNN legal team has said that their sources are telling them that the Delaware federal prosecutors are bringing witnesses forward. And I think one of them is Miranda Devine, like you're talking about, because her book is fascinating. And the laptop, Hunter Biden did everything on the laptop. In fact, detailed on the laptop, he was paying the hookers with Joe's credit card. And all what's on the laptop is very, very detailed. Hunter put everything in writing. I mean, this laptop had everything in it, and I personally believe he dumped the laptop there on purpose. I think he hates his dad. Dad, all he cares about is Bo this, Bo that, Bo Biden, and I think he did it to act out.
Purpose or
Angry Pasta, $5 super chat. Thank you. Everyone, thank Angry Pasta. No, I think he was. Well, in the laptop details the payments, in detail by the cent, and Hunter's not very self-aware, and he felt like everyone was ripping him off, and he details all the financial exchanges. Yeah, well, that's right, and that's right. We're all out of time. You want to sign us off, Steve?
That does it for today. We thank you for joining us. More fun to follow tomorrow. Be sure to be here, be there, or be here, or be square. On behalf of our associate producer, the very lovely Lori Kane, my partner, the very lovely Brian Craig, and I'm Steve. We'll see you tomorrow, 6 a.m. God bless America.
We've got you covered. AM 1470, FM 95.3, 96.9. South Florida's FM Money Talk Radio Network. WWNN, Pompano Beach.
All right, guys. Hey, listen. If you're new here, make sure you subscribe. Everyone, don't leave without liking the video if you don't mind. That helps me out a lot. I got to turn on our voicemail. Well, thank you, Marilyn, and thank everyone for the super chats today. Jacqueline, Sarah, everyone, thank you so much for those super chats. Well, when you guys like the video, that helps a lot. It really it does, because the YouTube algorithm, I tell you this a lot, it's very true. Those likes tell the YouTube algorithm to recommend the video. It's all automatic to other people that like this kind of content, and it brings a lot of new people to the channel, which is a good thing. All right, guys, I got to take off. I got things to do, but I know I was just kidding, Michelle. That's okay. I'll see you guys soon, all right? Thank you, Chaplain. Thanks, guys.